What's going on? Welcome to episode 140 of the It's Obvious Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Preston Pugh, and I'm joined by my two best friends, Garrett Drake.
My tummy's full of Tebow, and I'm sporting my Darth Vader slippers, and I'm quite cozy. It's good to be here.
And Jacob Alka.
Good afternoon. Thank you for that, Garrett. I wish I had slippers like you.
Yeah, you should get some. You should invest.
I've never owned a pair of slippers.
Slippers are great.
You've never owned a pair of slippers?
You never realize how much more comfortable you are in your own home if you're wearing slippers.
That's true. That's really true.
Just squish everywhere you go. Feels
Can't,
like you're
can't
walking
wear them
on
in the
some
summer,
squish.
though. Summer's
walk
not
around
a
in
good
my
slipper
socks.
season.
I mean, that's fine too, but I mean, carpet's one thing. When you have some squishy slippers, it's a whole new world.
Okay.
It'll probably alter your perception of life.
I feel like it's something that I wouldn't buy myself. If somebody gifted me a pair of slippers,
Exactly,
I
yeah.
would be appreciative of that. But I don't go to the store thinking, man, got to get me a new pair of slippers today.
Yeah, mine were a Christmas gift.
Yeah, I don't think anyone buys slippers. I've only gotten them as gifts.
They just like.
Do you remember
appear.
the phase in middle school, Jacob? Maybe it was early high school, where those every guy our age is wearing slippers that kind of looked like they're not called George Foreman's. What are they called?
George Foreman.
What are those shoes called? The fancy dress shoes that like preppy guys
the
wear.
boat shoes.
Yeah, boat shoes. They look like boat shoes, but they're slipper versions. You remember those shoes?
No.
They were super popular.
Crocs.
No. I mean, they were a pair of slippers that looked like boat shoes. And I had some myself because I
Did you
wanted to
tie
be
them?
cool. No, they had like the teeny little bow tie that you didn't actually tie, just made it look fancy.
Oh, yeah, I know.
What are those?
Yeah,
What's the
those.
actual name of those? Samoas?
I don't know.
Samoas?
Cookie.
George Foreman?
Spurries. Is it
Samoas?
Spurries?
Sperry's.
Yeah.
Spurries would be like the fancy cowboy boot
Yeah.
with like
George
spurs.
Foreman, Samoa,
Custom
Spurries.
spurs.
I never had a pair of those. I was never preppy enough for
I
that.
kind of want to get like really hardcore pair of cowboy boots with like some serious spurs on them and just wear them everywhere I go, but with clothes that don't complement them whatsoever.
You mean like
That'd be
cowboy
funny.
boots with like some spurs?
Yeah, like actual cowboy boots
What
with
if
like
you-
real snakeskin and some spurs on them, just
Nice.
spurring around everywhere I go.
What if you dressed super punk-like or something going to work and wore some Sperry's?
Some Spurries.
Some Sperry's.
Yeah, like
whatever.
skin tight black ripped jeans and like a like an old school Bring Me the Horizon tank top.
Yeah.
I have like a like way too many rubber bracelets on, and I have some eyeliner, but just some Sperry's.
Some brown
Yeah,
Sperry's.
some like very bright brown Sperry's.
Apparently, when I was little, I don't remember this, but I had an obsession with these red cowboy boots, and they looked just like you were describing. Like they didn't have spurs on them, but they were like snakeskin, like spray painted red. I used to love them. I used to wear this green jacket with like purple like designs in it. I probably looked ridiculous, but
like
you know, I had a good time up in Indiana when I
Sounds
was.
like you look like a dumb idiot when you were a kid.
I probably
Jacob.
did. I've seen pictures, and I don't look good.
The first time I saw a kid or a person my age wearing the Sperry's, it confused the crap out of me because my grandpa had been wearing them since I had been born. I remember he would always keep them out in his garage, and we would go. When I was staying with him when they were babysitting me or whatever, we would go to the store or something, and he'd always just have them by the garage door, and he'd put them on as we left. And
They're
I
like
was
his
thinking,
outdoor shoes.
yeah, I was like, why are these kids wearing my grandpa's shoes? Like, it confused me so.
I had a pair. I didn't wear them often, but I had some. You know, I wanted to fit in as everyone else did.
I keep a pair of flip flops by the door if I ever just need to run outside.
You're a flopman, huh? I have always hated flip flops.
Flip flops are awful. I hate people who wear flip flops.
Okay, they're sandals.
Don't show your feet
They're,
in public. I don't want to see your shitty
They're black
feet.
sandals. They're not flip flops. Flip flops are the ones with like
I
the
don't even like sandals.
T shape, right?
Flip flops are T-shaped. Yeah.
They're sandals. It's like the Velcro, like.
Yeah, I
strip.
hate that crap too.
Flip
better
flops
than
are
the
only
flip-flops.
acceptable at the pool or beach. If I see you walking around Publix with flip flops, it just
That was another popular
throw up
thing.
in
You
the
did it too,
aisle.
Jacob. I remember because remember you were one of the popular guys in
I
middle
always
school.
used to wear
It was like an
flip-flops.
American
All
Eagle
the
polo
time.
shirt with khaki shorts and flip flops.
All the
Awful.
time.
That was the look,
just
man.
awful.
That was the
I used
middle
to love
school look.
flip-flops. I don't really wear them anymore though.
Oh man, I
don't
try to
even,
wear them too.
I don't even look at the only time I even see my own feet are when I take a shower. I don't even want to look at my
What's
own.
wrong with you? You
I
don't walk
hate
around
feet.
barefoot?
No.
I'm always barefoot in my house.
I can't stand feet. I don't like looking at my feet, anybody else's feet.
I like my feet being cold.
I'll tolerate my wife's feet because she takes good care of them, and she always goes and gets was it manicures or pedicures?
Pedicures is
So I know they're clean, but they're the only ones I can tolerate.
That's good,
But
'cause you're
besides
married to
that,
her.
yeah, I know that's the only reason. Besides that, I can't do feet.
Well, I can.
Sperry's. Don't feel bad about your stupid childish outfit, Jacob.
Oh, I don't.
You're talking to a man who wore a Michael Jordan costume like every day of the week.
Michael
You remember that
Jordan
thing,
costume.
Preston?
Yeah, I think they're called.
Tell me about a Michael
uniform.
Jordan costume.
It was a jersey and shorts and Jordan shoes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's
that
what I was
wear.
hoping it was.
I would wear it all the time. I also had this like track jumpsuit that I thought was badass. I'd wear that. It was bright blue.
I've seen a few people wearing full-on tracksuits
Recently?
nowadays. Yeah. Yeah, the Adidas full tracksuits with like the 3 pinstripes going down the arms. I've seen like a handful of people out in public wearing them. They
Pinstripes are pretty slick.
they
I
look
didn't have
pretty
Adidas.
slick.
Mine was Reebok, so
Yeah.
I was pretty late.
Oh, nice. Does Reebok exist anymore?
I think they do, actually. I think they have a redesigned logo. It doesn't look anything like their
Really?
old logo.
Man, I haven't seen Reebok or. I still see Under Armour. I think Under Armour's still going pretty strong. I've never really liked them that much, but
I don't really feel like they're a big shoe. You know,
They've tried.
they try shoes, but I feel like people buy all the.
Are they the
their
ones that
shirts and
did,
sweatpants and shit.
What's the guy's name from the Warriors 3-point shooter? Stephen Curry. Didn't he have Under Armour shoes that everyone called dad shoes or something?
I don't know.
isn't that New Balance? I thought New Balance was the like classic New Balances
Yeah.
were like dad shoes. They've had some. New Balance has had some cool redesigns. They have some pretty.
I have a
nice
couple
looking
pair of New
shoes.
Balance that I
Yeah.
like. Anyway,
Anyways, guys, let's start off today.
By saying there's time codes in the description.
There are time codes.
Yeah.
If you don't want to hear us talk
I
about.
don't want to hear talk about George Foreman shoes.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm sure you do want to stick around and listen to our Taco Talk discussion. Because boy, today was something special.
It was.
Just like it is every single day we go to the T-Bell. Well, at least the one we go to. I heard you didn't have a very good experience at another T-Bell down in Atlanta this week, did you?
No. Yeah, juxtaposed to our exquisite Taco Bell experience today, I had the worst, that's not an exaggeration, my worst Taco Bell experience of all time in Atlanta just a few nights ago. Now, granted, in their defense, it was midnight. Now, again, that's not very late. I mean, it'd be one, because they're open till 3 a.m., this Taco Bell. But it was only midnight. So me and Casey had been working. We got off work right around midnight. We're like, I'm looking forward to some T-Bell. I'm starving. I'm going to get some T-Bell, go back and watch some It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's going to be great. Well, we go through the drive-thru, and it was just bad. We got it. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just awful. My Casey's quesadilla specifically, 3/4 of it didn't even have chicken or cheese in it. It was just a tortilla. There's one little sliver that had a little bit of chicken, and a little bit of cheese, but the rest was just like a fried tortilla.
There's no cheese in it.
No. It was just a
sucks.
tortilla. I opened my quote unquote cheesy gordita crunch with a fiery Dorito shell as I order every time I go. And it wasn't a gordita, but it was a fiery Dorito taco shattered to pieces. I'm pretty certain the person stuck the taco in the thing and just crushed it with a fist and then shoved it in the bag. That's basically what it was. So I didn't eat that. My quesadilla was similar to Casey's. The beefy nacho griller was pretty weak as well, but this the funniest part about it was the shattered taco. I was like, how did this happen? It's like when Zach opened that burger from McDonald's that one time and someone had literally taken a bite out of it. It's like, you can't prove that to corporate then, because they could be like, you took a bite out of that, sir. Yeah. But yeah, someone
Court,
probably dropped
you're
it.
gonna take it to court.
They probably just dropped your gordita.
maybe then why would they
shattered.
not start over?
Because
they're
it's
lazy?
like,
I don't know.
what time was it?
Midnight.
Yeah, they probably. Wow.
Sorry.
I mean, you and your ringtones your whole life, Jacob. Just going off all the time. Like in class, I always laugh about the Linkin Park ringtone that went off when we were in high school. I wasn't in the room, but Zach told me, just dead silence out of nowhere. I've become so numb.
I've never had that ringtone.
Yeah, that's what he told me it was.
I mean, he's just quoting a generic Linkin Park song.
Which one was it?
I don't remember, but I've never bought that song.
Okay.
Well, so Zach's a liar, huh?
Are
Should
you
we-
complaining that my ringtones are not good? Like, what are you trying?
No, they're
to
great
say?
ringtones. Just think it's funny your phone's never on silent or vibrate.
If I won't be able to hear it
Yeah, but I mean, you can feel it vibrating, can't you?
if it's touching me.
It's not touching you right now?
Mm-mm.
Is it in your crotch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
my
see,
chair.
that's the most prominent place to feel a vibration from your phone.
Listen, I don't care that you don't like that my phone's.
No, I mean, I don't mind. I just think it's funny. It's a funny thing I've noticed over time.
Well, I don't think it's funny.
I think
Sorry,
I
Jacob.
think it's mildly comedic.
Mm.
Just kind of.
It kind of makes me crack a smile at the very least.
Yeah.
I just like hearing the Game of Thrones theme.
I don't blame you. It's a great theme.
Anyways, I think those fine people working at the Taco Bell establishment probably weren't too thrilled to be there at midnight and just didn't care.
I say this is my problem with fast food restaurants. I don't have a problem what anyone does for a living. I live by the philosophy, no matter what you're doing, at the very least, do your best at it. Because, I mean, not that you really have to, but I think that's just a personal moral that I have. And I'm like, how could someone doing the simplest job of just throwing some meat in something? You've worked at T-Bell.
Oh, it's so easy. It's like you have to go out of your way to make some of this stuff bad.
Exactly. I'm like, why not just do your job well? Like, I know you're working at a fast food restaurant, you hate your life, and all you want is your minimum wage. You don't care if you shat in someone's taco and gave it to them. You just want your minimum wage. That's what most of them are there for. And I can't blame them for that. That's why everyone works. But have at least a slight bit of decency and make a half-decent taco.
You just described why someone would do poorly.
What do you mean?
Because they don't give a damn about their job. And
exactly. That's the shame of human nature. It's
just how it is.
Why do people have to be that way?
If you want,
I mean, I worked at American Eagle and hated it, but I still
like that. Then you have to make more money.
I worked at American Eagle for about 3 months before I basically was fired, arguably because of you two. But I folded shirts pristinely. I mean, I folded them exactly how they asked me to fold them.
I was awful when I worked at American Eagle. I couldn't fold to save money.
You know, I've had a few of the same jobs, haven't we, Jacob?
GameStop, American Eagle.
Yeah,
that's about it.
GameStop. Even when I worked there, I would put the games in order. Even if no one really cared if they were in order or not, I would order them. I would organize the bins. I would follow instruction. But, you know, some people, man, they just want to see the world burn. Like the Taco Bell employees in Atlanta was very disheartening.
Yep.
But today made up for it as we were speaking.
Yeah. The employees take pride in their taco making at the establishment we visit every weekend.
They do.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Those nacho fries are killer.
They are, man. They're so good.
I didn't get the supreme ones this time. I just got the straight nacho fries for the first time, and they're very tasty.
Nacho prize.
The nacho prize. They are a prize, Jacob.
I know.
So I think that's a fitting word for them. Then I toned it down a little bit. Got a little burrito bowl. I didn't want to engorge in my typical feast because I haven't been eating. Me and my wife switched to paleo, like hardcore paleo, like absolutely.
I know all about paleo from work.
It's
we have a paleo menu.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Could I get that delivered to my house?
You probably could.
Probably. Yeah. That's the worst thing about paleo is just I've cooked so much food this past like 3 weeks we've been doing it. It's like it's crazy because you can't go buy any. You have to make everything yourself. So it's definitely a lot of work, but I've enjoyed it. The food is good. I mean, it's just meat and vegetables for the most part, but you can make some cool things.
A lot of bodybuilders and people that like to be muscular, bigger, they stick to paleo meals.
You and
it's a popular.
Was he going to be a muscular bodybuilding couple?
No. It's just
also pretty healthy.
Just good. There are good health benefits from being paleo that both of us are interested in. So that's the primary reason. But she's really into it. She's got books on it that she's been reading, and she's got us like a meal guide. So I don't even have to think about it. I mean, I have been cooking a lot, but whenever I need to cook, I just pull up our little calendar, and there's like the instructions and the ingredient list and everything. She's got laid out for me, so she makes it really easy for me. So
that's good. You'll have to let us know how it goes if you stick to it.
Yeah, I mean, so far I've been good besides obviously Taco Bell, but I let myself have that.
Was it liberating having it today?
Yeah, it is. But since I'm not eating as much, I kind of wanted to pace myself today and not get as much food. And even with I wouldn't say it's a little bit of food, but it's definitely a smaller amount of food than I typically eat at Taco Bell. I was so freaking full, so I'm glad I didn't order any more food. I've also been doing the people call it different things, the intermittent fasting or the timed eating, where you only eat 8 hours of the day and you don't eat the other 16. I had to do math really quick there. And that has been making me less hungry as well. So I start eating at noon and I don't eat at 8. And in between from like 8 to noon the next day, I eat absolutely nothing. And that first meal, breaking that fast, just if anything I eat makes me automatically full. So that's probably what happened today as well. But enough about me talking about my nutritional plans or whatever. Taco Bell was very good.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed your little nutrition spiel.
Thanks. And I don't know if it was during working out or anything, but I hurt my wrist so bad that it is just in nonstop pain, and just sitting here, it's just killing me.
Is it like hurt to bend it?
Yes.
Oh, it sucks.
It's like right here. Anytime I bend it, it's like somebody is stabbing me with a knife. It hurts so bad.
Probably just take it easy for a week.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done anything. It's been like that started yesterday afternoon, so I only did cardio yesterday, so I didn't do anything.
Last summer, I like hurt my tricep really bad. I strained it, and I had to take a week and a half off of the gym. But it eventually got better.
That's why you look so flabby now.
It didn't hurt I'm assuming it came from a workout I did Friday, which the only thing I was doing was I was doing like push-ups and pull-ups and burpees and stuff, but it didn't hurt when I was doing it. It was the next day, that afternoon, it just randomly started hurting.
Right.
So I was playing Monster. Maybe I got too intense in the Monster Hunter and just sprained my wrist doing that. So
that'll happen.
That very well could have happened as well. But anyways,
I also worked out this week. If anyone cares.
Did you?
Yeah, I did some good old-fashioned push-ups, some sit-ups, and ran a mile.
Wow. Outside or on the treadmill?
On the treadmill.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just follow the P90X ab workout because I just memorized it from doing it so many times.
Yeah, I used to know it too.
Ab Ripper X.
Yeah, that one.
Classic.
Yeah, do that. Do about 200 push-ups if I make it that far these days, because I work out like once a month. It takes a lot of courage for me to work out these days because I'm just so busy all the time that even the thought of getting down on my hands and knees is just grueling.
Dude, you want to hear something mind-blowing? Herschel Walker, who does MMA, I think now, he says that his pre-workout routine when he wakes up every morning is he does like 1,500 push-ups and 1,500 sit-ups and runs like a few miles before he even starts the workout.
That's unreal.
I know, it's crazy.
Just a little warm-up.
What a warrior.
Just a little warm-up. Dude, he is, even as old as he is, which
he's still huge.
He is massive. Yeah. Would not want to mess with that dude.
Well, I also worked out this week, guys. Shocker.
You work out every
I like
day?
How our Taco Bell discussion turned into a healthy, like a fit discussion about
I'm glad it
in our lives here.
I've been drinking a bunch of smoothies this week instead of meals.
Hey. Where from?
Smoothie King.
Oh,
because it's right next door to where I work.
Do we have a Smoothie King around here?
Closest one I know of is Exit 14.
Okay. I miss that place.
What do you get?
I used to go to school down there.
Different stuff
all the time.
Sometimes I do the meal replacement ones. My favorite's Angel Food. That's just I can't remember what it's called.
I always used to get the fruit ones.
Got some strawberries, some bananas, some kind of milk, and there's like skim milk or something. Something else is in there, and I add peanut butter to it. It's delicious.
Does Scat have a gym?
They do, yeah.
Why don't you use that?
Because I'm not there very often. I'm mostly at just the bar I work at.
Well, then you stay
the
down
cocaine
there,
house, I like to call it.
You're always at your gal's house.
I am.
What's the cocaine house?
The bar I work at.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I remember.
Funny story.
Dude, if I went there, I'd be all over that gym. Just saying.
The school gym?
Yeah.
Yeah.
School gyms are great.
I'm not there very often. I'm only there for a couple hours a week.
I gotcha.
So
maybe you could be Garrett for a few days and go try the gym out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could probably pass for me. Just say you took some roids before class.
Just teach me how to do sound at your bar and
I'll
just
teach
take your life
quick.
for a little bit.
I'll teach you real quick. It'll be fine. Yeah, this goes to show how little I know about weed. Granted, this code word this guy used, I don't think anyone's ever used before.
Mary Jane?
No, it was even stupider than that. So I was on monitors this evening. I'm sitting there reading my book. I have like a half an hour before the show starts. I'm just sitting there minding my own business, and this guy walks up into the booth. He's like, "Hey man, where can..." Again, I couldn't hear him because music was really loud in the venue. So he said something about 420. And I'm in the mindset of music at the moment. So I think he's talking about like an amp or something called a 420 that I've never heard of. And it sounded like he said, "Where can we store the 420? I was like, you can store it over there on the side behind the green tape, or you can just put it in the green room. He's like, "No, man, where can we do the 420? And I was like, "Do the 420? And I still think he's talking about an amp. So I'm looking at him, and there's just this moment of silence where we're just staring into each other's eyes. And we're just looking at each other. He's like,
Did you say God of War?
No.
Is that what you said?
Oh, you mean God of War on 420?
Briefly, I did think about that because that's the only thing that recently 420 has reminded me of is God of War. But I looked at him and finally it triggered in my mind 420, like, oh, weed. It's like, oh, 420. He's referring to his weed or weed as 420.
Yeah, he wants to know where you can smoke.
It's like, oh, you can just do it in the green room. And
you can smoke green in the green room?
Yeah, what's even funnier is that the first time I caught bands and like groupies doing cocaine in the back room, I walked in there and saw it and I was like, holy shit. And it was like a pile of cocaine on this table. And I go and tell the other sound guy, and this was like when I first started there, I'm like, you know they're doing cocaine back there, right? And he's like, dude, and he's like, oh, I said, I was like, you might want to go look at what they're doing back there. And he goes and like, I see him disappear around the corner, and he comes back like 2 seconds later. He's like, they're just doing blow, dude. I don't give a shit. And he just like walks back down the hall. I was like, yeah, I mean, so I'm like, so this is that kind of place.
That's how the music biz is.
But it was funny when he said, where can you do the 420? I was like, oh, the 420. It's like, sorry, man.
When I was a waiter,
you never heard someone call it 420?
No.
Oh, I haven't heard them call it 420. I know the day is 420.
Yeah, I mean, people say 420 all the time.
Yeah. There's a guy that I worked with when I was a waiter who used to snort the coke before every shift.
Snort the coke.
We'd be in the bathroom like getting our ties, straightening our ties and stuff, and you'd just hear him just like.
I think you told me about this guy before.
He was a nice guy, but I think he'd been arrested several times with like selling drugs and stuff.
Man,
man, helped him get through a shift. So
yeah, do that for a lot of people, it seems.
Yeah. Right off
you wake up the next day, I guess.
He would do it off the that case that holds the toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'd do it right off of that. Yeah.
Nice.
Did you guys play anything this week?
I played so much that I forgot what I played. I think Monster Hunter has rotted my brain out. I've played it so much. I'm over 100 hours, Jacob.
Damn, I'm like 65, I think.
Yeah,
70.
I've played so much Monster Hunter. Like I said, this whole week is just a blur. I forgot I didn't work this week, and I forgot I didn't because I played so much Monster Hunter.
I played so much yesterday. I was on a good part of the day, and I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
I did the quest where I fought a Rathalos and a Azure Rathalos in one mission, and it felt pretty good to conquer that with like 15 minutes left.
Did you solo it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was surprisingly, the only thing difficult about it was the two Rathalos never like got together in the same area, but this pink Rathian, like every time one of the Rathalos flew away, it would meet with the Rathalos and wherever it flew. So I had to like keep restocking my fucking dung pods.
Yeah.
Your dung pods?
My poop pods.
Yeah. You shoot shit at other monsters to make them stinky so they'll run away.
Yeah, they go away.
So you're literally shooting the shit.
Literally, you pick up piles of poop on the ground, you can craft them.
Sounds like my
shoot them out of your arm cannon.
But that was the only annoying part of that quest. But it felt good just to take down. Like I'm not even scared of a Rathalos anymore.
Dude, I'm not. I haven't fought a Rathalos in a while because I really have no need for its parts. Yeah, I do coming up, so I'll have to fight one. But I did have to fight a Rathian a few times in a row, and that is one of the coolest things about this game is these creatures that just intimidate the crap out of you. How just the better you get at the game in terms of reading their movements and the better gear you get just makes them just such a pushover. Like I was just massacring this Rathian just back to back to back. Like he couldn't even move for the most part, and it's just so satisfying because like I said, when you first see him, you're so intimidated by him, and in a few days you're just beating the crap out of it. So
the Diablo still scares me because I've only fought one once.
Yeah, I'm not used to them.
Like I know that there's a black Diablos. And I'm like, God, I don't want to fight that thing.
I've only killed one of them.
And the black?
Yeah, the black one.
And what's different about it? Is it just more aggressive?
I think it's just stronger. Okay. Yeah, I don't think the alternate color versions really do anything different.
Yeah, it's like the Azure Rathalos didn't really do anything.
I don't know if they're more aggressive or if they just can take more hits or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. But, I mean, the Black Diablos definitely, just looking at it, it looks more intimidating than the regular Diablos. But even the regular Diablos can F you up if you aren't careful. If he stuns you, it's over.
You gotta have your Screamer pods? Is that what they're called?
Screamer pod? I mean, there are Screamer pods. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You need to use them to make him come up out of the ground.
Oh, okay. That's not even my problem. It's if he stuns you, it's like he knows you're stunned and he'll do that the head charge thing.
He does that stupid hip check.
Yeah.
If you're next to him.
Yeah.
But You have no idea what's going on, do you?
I have a rough idea of what's going on.
The worst.
Yeah, you
hip
fought
check.
the great Jaggers, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, he fought Ajanarth too.
Oh, did you?
Or Ajanath,
Did you kill it?
In the
We killed
beta.
it.
Yeah,
I mean,
we had to
didn't kill it
get
without
2
the help
other
of
people.
Kyle and Michael, but
Yeah.
we killed it.
The thing is, he never killed us. We didn't have the beta only had 20 minutes to take a monster down.
It's pretty short.
Oh yeah, so unless you had 4 people, it was very, very hard to do.
I also killed one of those stone dinos. It's made of all stone. It has like a big bulging stone head.
Is that a Barrow?
Bear.
That's the one. Yeah. I pronounced it Baroth. I don't know if that's correct.
It could be.
Barrow. I don't know.
Well, this is also you're also the guy that pronounces it Celesti. So, and Arkham City over here. I'm just kidding, guys.
But Monster Hunter's great.
I want to play it so bad. Preston discouraged me again earlier. Not like he was trying to, but
I'm not trying to discourage you.
I encourage you to get
he
it if you really wanna
factually
play it.
reminded me that I don't have time to play it.
I mean, even if you don't get through it, it's just fun to.
what would it be like if I, picked it up and, how quickly could I catch up to you guys? And Preston's
you're not
like,
gonna catch up.
This isn't the game where we can just hop in. He's like, it'll take you at least 100 hours till we can play together. I was like,
Yep.
all right, I'm just gonna.
And by that point, he's not even gonna be
I'm
playing.
gonna just keep
anymore.
playing Shadow of the Colossus, I guess.
No, I'll be playing it.
You're gonna keep playing.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for the DLC coming up. The new monster they introduced.
they
or
teased
whatever.
something?
Well, I'm gonna
they
play
teased a new
the
monster.
superior version on PC when it comes out. So F you guys.
Not a bad idea.
And I'll have the real experience.
That actually, yeah, like that might be. You might have a little less on your plate once the PC version comes out. Well, I don't know. This fall might be a little
Red
crap.
Dead
So.
We're playing a whole lot of Red Dead. We got a lot of Red Dead to talk about later.
But the reason I was killing Rathalos, like I said earlier, is because I wanted to craft. I saw that there was a legendary sword, and it was through the Rathalos tree. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go kill some Rathalos because I want to get that eventually. And I unlocked like the version before the legendary, and it's called like the blue Rathalos blade or something.
Yeah.
It's my best blade now, and I really like it.
Yeah, I have the blue Rathalos longsword as well. I'm at it's the rarity 7 before the 8th one. So yeah, I probably need to go fight a few more Rathalos just to prep for that rarity 8 version. That's kind of what I'm doing right now with my weapons. Is I see the final tier.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
kind of
just
took your advice. I was
building
like, hey, that's
all
kind
up.
of a good idea. I'm just gonna craft all like the rarity 8s, and I'm gonna focus on trying to get those weapons instead of just looking at everything else that I can make a weapon for.
Yeah.
So
So
I really want the Nergigante weapon.
yeah.
The Nurgit.
The Nergi.
My Nergigante weapon is called the Nurgle Reaver.
The Nurgle.
Yeah, it's a really cool looking sword. So that is what that game. All the weapons in that game just look for the most part so freaking awesome, and there's so many cool looking armor sets too. But there's also some just insanely ridiculous looking armor sets too. Did you see the armor set for the horse thing?
The horse thing.
The electric elder dragon horse, which is an elder dragon, but it's a horse.
Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran.
I've
armor
seen
set
the weapons,
for it.
but not the
The armor is the dumbest looking thing I've ever seen. You wear like a unicorn head with just like the horn sticking out, and you're wearing this skimpy little like furry vest and wearing like
Does it show off your
tights.
abs?
Yeah, it's so dumb. You look like you're at some like 70s rock music video.
That's
like
going to be the most sought after piece of armor.
Well, it sucks. It's low
Mark my
rank.
words.
It's low rank armor. It's not even high rank. Yeah,
That's something I could wear then.
Yeah,
I'd wear
Maybe.
it with
Killed him.
pride.
if you can kill him, because he's a bitch.
Oh, I can kill him.
It is hilarious. He's this little horse, and I just fought a massive dragon like 5 times in a row, and this horse is kicking my ass. He just shoots thunder everywhere, and you're getting stunned constantly. It's so annoying. But I think he's just like an event, right? That's the only place I saw him was in. He's
a investigation. He's everything.
Really?
Yeah, I had an optional quest to go kill him.
Gotcha. Maybe it was so
like,
hard because I was in the event for it or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But
yeah,
I mean, it wasn't hard.
Yeah,
I mean, it was hard because I didn't have any thunder resistant gear. The second I put that on, it made it significantly
what's
easier.
the point of the events? Like, I don't understand.
I think you get there. There was one event that I did yesterday as well, where I had to fight a Great Gyros, a Jagras, and the Dodogama or whatever his name is, and I got 4 decorations from it because I know the description said that you get a decent amount of decorations. So I don't know. I guess you can have opportunities to get more decorations or more money or something just from the events.
Because like you do them and they don't go away; they're still there.
I think there's a time period.
Right.
For you,
Yeah, they're
you
like
can do them as
weekly.
many times as you want to, just like the Horizon Zero Dawn one.
Which
So,
I think is leaving after this week.
yeah, I already got my Palico stuff,
Right,
so
I don't
it don't
even use
matter.
it, so
yeah. But I don't think I have anything else to add with Monster Hunter. I haven't progressed through the story or anything. I'm just fighting more Elder Dragons. I don't think I talked to you about, or maybe I don't remember if it was you or Garrett, but the Elder Dragon I just fought was, I forgot his name, but he's like the Iron Dragon. His wings are metal. You'll
That's
bounce off
badass.
of him. It looks awesome, but his special thing is when he lifts off, he leaves a tornado where he was, and his final resting area where he goes when he's almost dead, he spawns so many tornadoes. And the game, this is the only point in the game where I can kind of see some frame drops here and there, but there are so many tornadoes on the screen that I have no clue what's happening, and my PlayStation sounds like it is about to just fly off from my cabinet just into the air. It is so freaking loud that it was pissing me off, because of course I died at this part and I was blaming it on the frame rate and how loud my PlayStation was. And I'd been fighting him for like 30 minutes and I die. So I joined with some other people, and I took him out eventually on my like third try, but yeah, that was the only part in the
So
game.
how do you attack him if he's made out of iron?
His head.
That's
His head is very weak, and his tail. You can get his arms too, but his head is, I think, 3-star for slicing or whatever, just for the longsword. He's weak to thunder, so
I have a good
so
thunder
definitely bring in a thunder weapon for sure.
Seems like almost all the dragons are weak to thunder.
Yeah, thunder is very. I've been using my thunder blade the most for the most part, but
I'm using my great Gyros Thunderblade.
yeah, I'm
Until
using
I can craft that Kieran one.
The Nurgle.
I'm using
What's
the
it called? The Nurgurt?
Nurgle Reaver.
Nurgle.
Yeah,
You're thinking of like Gogurt.
The oh dang it, what was I gonna say? I have the Kobo Dagachi. I think that's its name for the long sword. Is pretty much what the weapon looks like, the best thunder sword for long sword. And I'm wearing the Dragon Master's eye patch.
I'm wearing
have
that
you
too.
unlocked that? Which
It's
ups
my only
the
rarity
affinity.
gear.
Yeah, it's real. I don't even use the headpiece for Nier Gigante. I just use I have full Nier Gigante
the eye patch
gear
is fantastic.
besides the eye patch. Yeah, it ups your affinity, which is your critical hit chance, based on if you're hitting the weak parts of the monster, like its tail or head or anything, which is what you're supposed to be hitting in the first place. So it's a really good piece of armor. I do disable the headgear though with it, because I just don't like I like a pirate. So, but that's all I have. I don't want to talk about too much Monster Hunter, just in case anybody else isn't playing it or whatever, like this guy right here.
Sadly.
Tis fun though.
I played some. I bought Shadow of the Colossus this week as well. It's the first game I digitally downloaded straight to my PlayStation. Like, I bought it from the PlayStation Store because I didn't want to wait for the disc to get here. And I played about 5 Colossi or Colossus, or how do I say that?
It's Colossi.
Colossi. I beat 5 Colossi. And
I think it's Colossuses.
Colossus. Yes, that's correct. And it's cool. I was telling Garrett earlier that I did have to stop because the entire time I was just wanting to play Monster Hunter. So and I cannot do that to that game, because I played the PS3 remaster, and I've known, since I remember seeing the original Shadow of Colossus review on XPlay, and I think they gave it a 4 out of 5, surprisingly. But I knew since a kid that game looked incredible, and like I said, when I got the PS3 HD, I just was kind of a stupid kid when I had it, so I didn't give it the attention that it deserved, and I want to give that game the attention that it deserves. So I still need to play more Monster Hunter to the point where I know I can fully, be committed to Shadow of the Colossus, because it's a very pretty game and it's very atmospheric, and I want to get into the mood of that game and really get invested into it. So I think I'm going to have to put it aside a little bit until I know I can get to a point where I can do that. But it is fun. I like it a lot.
A 4 out of 5.
Is that what you'd give it?
I don't know. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm
Pretty close.
I'm getting there. I've killed 12 Colossuses, and I'm having a good old time with it. It's actually a very nice breath of fresh air for me because obviously I'm always going constantly to and from Atlanta every single day and working and going to school and then doing YouTube videos, blah, blah, blah. So just sitting and just writing Argo. What's his name? Aglo? That's his name. Excuse me. I had to do his voice to remember the name. So when I'm riding aggro through the wilderness to kill my next innocent Colossus, I am at peace. It's very peaceful. Beautiful music. Sometimes there's a lack of music. It's just the sounds of nature around me. The world's beautiful. I've probably taken 300 screenshots by now. I take so many screenshots in artsy games like that, like as pretty as Horizon is in this game. I just go to town with screenshots. I'm going to upload a whole album to Instagram after I beat the game.
I can't wait to play it myself.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I never finished the original version either. I played it on PS2. I killed the first Colossus, and I was so confused as to what I was even doing. So there was a time in my life where I was like, I need a story and a lot of cutscenes and dialogue, and it's like, point your sword and go to the next one. I was so confused, so I never finished it. Never played it on PS3, so now I'm like, well, I have the time. It makes sense for me to play right now, so that's what I'm doing. I actually have time to invest, obviously, to kill some Colossus and not grind my ass off in Monster Hunter. Like I wish I could be doing. This is kind of my fill. Because I'm sort of killing monsters, and it's kind of similar. Not nearly as action-packed, but it's similar. I like the varied boss battles. Obviously, it is just a bunch of boss battles the whole game, but that's what I think is unique about it. I mean, I'm beating a dead horse, but even my own perception is similar to many others. It's just, there really isn't a story there, but you kind of perceive it on your own and kind of draw your own conclusions. And I haven't finished it yet, but I think that the god talking to you is a god who has betrayed all the others, or a deity of some sort. And all the Colossuses, the Colossi, you got me saying that now. All the Colossi are all deities of this world, and this one's betrayed them all, and it's using you as a tool to destroy them all. And in the end, you've killed these innocent beings, and thinking that your girl's going to come back to life, and joke's on you, she's not. I mean, you probably die while you're at it. I don't know if that's a fact or not. I feel like someone's told me that before, but I don't know.
So are you just spoiling the whole game for people?
No. These are my own. I haven't finished it. I have no idea. This is just my assumptions. And I also feel that way because every time you kill one, the shadow of the Colossus stands over you when you respawn back at the temple. So they're probably looking at you like, you know not what you've done. But every time I kill one, I feel so bad. I'm like apologizing as I'm stabbing it to death. But all the battles are varied and interesting, and I love figuring out how to tackle each one. It's really cool. Yeah. So I look forward to completing the game.
Now, let me ask you this, because this has always confused me, even when I played. I think I actually got farther in the PS3 version than I am right now. So I did play it a little bit more in that version. And when I was playing it on PS3, not one time during my playthrough all the way back then did I think the controls were weird or anything. And that is one thing that has always confused me, is the talk of how the controls are horrendous and it's just weird and awful. And just playing it again, because I heard when people were playing the remake at PSX and stuff, they were like, oh, they switched the jump button, but the controls are still weird. I heard that from a few different places, and I don't get it at all. Like, what's weird? I wouldn't say
they're weird. I do think they could be even simpler than they are, though. Like, for example, everyone's used to nowadays, instead of some games still do this, but instead of, like, for example, you aim your bow with holding R1 and then you just release R1. Yeah. Which technically is simpler than doing what I'm about to describe. This is what people are used to doing, is drawing your bow with the left trigger and then shooting it with the right trigger. That's what people are used to, so I feel like that's why people...
But right trigger is your grab button.
Exactly, so I can see why they've made that compromise. And the only other thing that I feel like I wish they would switch is I know you can get on aggro with triangle or X, but you can only gallop with triangle, which isn't a big deal. But I wish you could just get on with triangle and gallop with X, which I know you have to be able to jump off of him with X. Yeah. So again, like, it all makes sense when you think about it, but yeah, I can put myself in their shoes and see why, but then when you think about it,
it's just something that I would have never even thought about complaining about, because even with The Last Guardian, jump is triangle. That's a little odd. Oh, 30 minutes in, okay, I forgot about it. I don't know. It's just it feels
totally natural.
It's not like hold down left button pad and tap the touchpad to jump or something. Like that's kind of how some people have explained it. But I thought just it's fine just holding on with R2 and you're jumping. It's I don't know. I don't get the confusion there.
I was gonna say. I think what amazes me most is while I'm playing it, thinking that obviously the graphical fidelity was not nearly as impressive back in the day, but the scope of this world and the mechanics of facing all these individual bosses and all these different settings existed on the PS2. That astounds me. Yeah, I'm like,
and all of that's the same.
Exactly. Like, all the gameplay is the exact same. That's what blows my mind the most about it.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
So I'm glad to be playing it now at long last.
Yeah.
So yeah, enjoying it.
Nice.
I would say like, oh, this is my favorite Titan, but I don't want to spoil it for people because some of them are really some cool surprises. Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of them in trailers, but not all of them. So we'll talk about that later on, I guess. Maybe another week or two after it's festered a bit. But yeah, other than that, I just played Fortnite with you.
Is that all we played together?
Yeah, I think. And we may have dabbled in Siege for a little bit, but I distinctly remember playing Fortnite.
Yeah, we tried to
stream Siege.
Yeah, that was a compromise stream because me and Jacob were going to do a Monster Hunter Let's Play, and we brought over his PS4. We were unaware that the Pro has that different power input than the regular PlayStation 4.
Pro uses an IEC cable.
So we couldn't do that. So we're like, I guess we'll just stream. We were going to do Shadow of the Colossus Let's Play, but thought that'd be kind of boring. So we're like, all right, we'll just stream. Just random Siege stream for a couple hours, but it was fun. Appreciate everyone hanging out that evening. First time Jacob and I streamed together on the same camera.
Nice.
We were in the same room together. It was fun. I'd like to do that more often, Jacob.
Yeah. It was kind of awkward just because I can't really talk when you're talking or when people you're playing with are talking. So it's weird.
Or at least we're together.
What'd you think of Siege, watching him play?
It was fine. It looks fun.
It's fine. You just want to play Overwatch?
Yeah, I'd rather play Overwatch. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I would. Siege looks fun though. You can play with a bunch of people.
Siege is
I wouldn't want to play it
awesome.
alone.
I like playing alone.
It's fun alone, but it's definitely way funner with other people.
I agree.
We tried to play PUBG.
We did it. It was a disaster.
Yeah. Tried for a good hour, or not that long, 30 minutes, 40 minutes maybe.
About that long, yeah.
Yeah, to play PUBG. The servers were down, of course, the second we wanted to play.
Yeah, on test server and regular servers. It was
We went over to Fortnite.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
It was fine, but I still would have rather played PUBG that entire time. I don't even dislike Fortnite. I just prefer PUBG for some reason. And we played Fortnite for a couple hours. And,
Fortnite's definitely way easier to pick up. And kind of, in terms of the shooting is way easier.
And the guns are just, you get what you get. Like, you can't really customize them or anything, so.
Yeah. Besides all the building and stuff.
Yeah, which was typically our downfall.
Yeah.
Whenever someone would build something, like we were dead within seconds.
Yeah.
Closest we made it, we were in the top 3 at one point, almost won.
I told you the next day, for some reason, I had the itch to just play by myself. So I played one game and I got in the top 3. Some guy came up behind me and shotgunned me. It pissed me off so
Shotguns
bad.
are very predominant. It kind of reminds me of Gears of War in a way. Like everyone uses shotguns.
I did see, and I believe this is correct information, that they are significantly toning down the damage of a shotgun.
Well, that's good.
From like 250 to like 150s to where you can't one shot a guy with full shields with a shotgun anymore, even if it's a headshot. So I do know they're messing around with that.
I notice a lot of people bunny hopping everywhere too. Yeah. Which is something I was like, well, if I play again,
people
I'll
do that in PUBG.
That.
I've noticed people in PUBG are jumping around everywhere too. It's just harder to shoot you, obviously.
A little Quake action there. Bunny hopping everywhere and all these shooters all of a sudden.
It's like strafing.
Have you seen, I saw one of these predominant streamers, Shroud or something.
Okay.
Do you know him?
I've heard of him.
He's a good PUBG player. He's come up on my recommended YouTube videos, and I've watched him finish off some matches. I mean, he's really good. But he was playing some other PUBG game called Isles of the Nine. And
I think I've heard of that.
It sounded like a Oblivion, like that Oblivion expansion or DLC or whatever. But it's another looking PUBG game. But you're like on some weird alien planet, and it looks more Call of Duty.
Isn't it like it's all first person? Isn't it? Yeah, I've seen this game in action. Yeah,
it looks like futuristic Call of Duty PUBG. It looked pretty cool. So I know it's in like closed alpha right now, but it kind of piqued my interest a little bit.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Market's gonna be flooded with these games here pretty soon.
Yeah. What's funny is that I'm quickly kind of getting over the hype of Battle Royale. Like I still really enjoy PUBG because even today I hardly scratch the surface of it, I feel like. But PUBG modes in general don't like blow my mind as much as they initially did, which wasn't even that long ago, but which we'll talk about in a little bit. The idea of a Red Dead a Red Dead Battle Royale for some reason just sounds so good. I think it's because I think of Rockstar, the way a Rockstar game feels and looks, but playing a Battle Royale and like a Western sounds cool.
See, that's why I, at this moment, could care less about that. Because I don't think that Rockstar games particularly feel good when it comes to shooting and stuff.
Yeah, see, I that's the thing. I'm not really even thinking about the shooting. I'm just thinking about just the way the physics feel in those games, and just riding a horse and everything just sounds fun to me. Now, it's not really the Battle Royale that I'm most excited about in Red Dead. I just think that excites me about a Battle Royale mode is just being in the Wild West.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm so pumped for Red Dead. It's blowing my mind, but hate's a strong word. I'm not the biggest fan of in particular GTA or the first Red Dead Redemption. Just that physics-based movement they had just in a multiplayer match, like
delayed.
It just drives me crazy. Just like tap in or holding down X or A to get going, and you're like really weighty and stuff. It's just, it doesn't feel good
There
playing.
are very weighty games.
Yeah, which
In
for
a competitive
single player,
sense,
it's fine. But if I'm playing online against other people,
I get that.
Makes me feel weird. But Max Payne, I thought was great online. So I wish they would kind of make it feel like that.
Yeah, I'd be up for that too.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. Maybe Red Dead 2 feels different.
Maybe. I hope so. But then again, I could see them just doing the same thing because that's what people
that
like.
would be the safe assumption.
Yeah. Clearly that hasn't made people not like GTA 5 any less in the online sense.
90 million copies.
I'm definitely a minority in that.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
90 million. I remember buying that game with you guys midnight. It was the biggest midnight release I've ever been a part of.
Yep. It was huge.
I was actually scared. They had a lady on a truck with a megaphone selling people their copies.
We got there early, so we we went and got our receipts early. So when we came back, we got to cut a bunch of people and got in the first group.
I think there's like 300 people there. It was ridiculous.
Do you remember my Xbox 360 had a really weird disc problem, and I had to try and install the game like 6 times. You guys were playing the first mission. I'm trying to install the game.
Being so
I remember us joking about that, like that's going to happen to one of us.
Yeah, I forgot what I did to get it to work, but
we screamed at it a lot.
We had 4 consoles running in one apartment.
Yeah.
I had the worst luck with 360s.
Those are the best.
Hated me to death. Like 4 red rings.
I got one red ring. I had a PlayStation that I thought die on me. It apparently works fine. Zach's dad's played like countless PS4 games on my old PS4.
Nice.
So it found a home. Zach wanted nothing to do with it, so he gave it to his dad.
Just Xbox fanboy supreme, right?
Yeah, it makes me feel bad because don't get me wrong, there's some fun stuff to play on Xbox, but there's so many games that he's missing out on that I've told him, I was like, I promise you it's worth playing this, but he just won't play them. So it's a shame.
So sad.
It's a shame. It really is.
Yeah.
So even with just God of War coming out excites me, and that's something he'll probably never experience.
Boy. Is that a good impression?
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
Do it again.
Boy.
Like a dying frog. Let's see if we can do our best Kratos impression.
What's he say when the reveal when he comes out of the shadows?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what he says.
Like something about hunting.
Yeah.
Feed me.
Oh yeah. Feed us. That's what he says. I think he says feed us.
No, he doesn't.
He tosses him a bow and says feed us, I think.
Something.
We should look it up right now.
Yeah, let's stop the podcast and watch the video. We'll watch the orchestra beginning. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
What was the gimmick of last year at PlayStation's conference? Did they have anything interesting like that?
Lost Legacy. They had the waterfall.
That's what it was.
I think that was it. Yeah. Dude, that God of War main theme is so beautiful.
It's awesome.
For the new one. So epic. It gets me so pumped when I heard it. That's what made me pull the trigger on Shadow of the Colossus was a Facebook ad with the main theme of like da 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 da. So cool. So I bought it like right then.
Trailers work.
Yeah, dude. The music, man. If you have a good main theme, I'm gonna buy your game.
Yeah, I was going to buy it regardless, but what encouraged me to do it sooner than I was initially planning to was the Kind of Funny podcast where they were talking about it a bit. And the guy who apparently wrote the book
yeah.
about it, they were talking about the game and just his enthusiasm for it. I
I don't like that guy. I don't like listening to him. Listening to him.
I don't like listening to you either, Jacob.
I'm not great to listen to.
I don't know how you guys feel about this. I've edited so many of these podcasts and our damn YouTube videos that I can't stand to hear myself speak anymore. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, I just get so tired of hearing my own voice. I mean, 3 years, nearly, this month, 3 years of it.
You got a whole life to, put up with it, so.
I know, it's like, my gosh. I mean, just doing so many videos, it just drives me mad after a while. I can't stand to listen to myself speak.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, listening to this gentleman talk about his enthusiasm for the game, I went straight home and downloaded it and beat 3 Colossuses.
There you go.
There you go.
I've been going at it ever since. So yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jacob, did you even say what you played besides Monster
I just
Hunter?
played Monster Hunter World. I mean, I streamed that
like a good
and
week.
Overwatch one night, but that's about it.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow. Playing some Kingdom Come.
Is that out tomorrow?
Yeah. Tuesday. Well, today's Monday.
Oh, you're right. I didn't know it comes out Tuesday.
Podcast. Yeah, the 13th.
Exciting.
Valentine's Day is Wednesday.
Oh, you're right.
You ready? You ready for it?
What about it?
Are you,
mean,
are you
what
doing
about it?
anything?
No, I'm going to see Black Panther.
That's cool.
So other than that,
I ordered my wife a pair of Victoria's Secret pajamas. You thought I was going to go dirty, but I did not. I got her some pajamas. And
That's going to make her happy.
She found them on my Amazon thing and came in the room and was like, I don't want these. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll return them. I got her some, like, I thought they were cool looking. They were like thermal, but I don't know, I guess. But she's like, it's too hot for those. I need some short sleeve, short pants, short ones or whatever. So
That's boring.
I know.
should probably get a divorce, Preston.
Probably. I guess it's
Were
that time.
were these suggestive pajamas?
No, not in the
Not
slightest.
in any way? Okay.
Not in the
Is
slightest.
it like a onesie?
No.
Okay.
It's just some pants and a shirt. It was expensive, dude. It's like really expensive pajamas. I was getting her the cream of the crop.
It's a good thing she told you she didn't want
Yeah.
it.
She's like, I don't fucking want these. Like, she's like, I wanted these ones. I wanted the TJ Maxx ones. It's like, try and get you some nice shit. You want TJ Maxx
I'm
pajamas?
trying to buy you nice shit, honey.
Fine. I'll return the Victoria's Secret ones, buy her some $15 TJ Maxx ones, and go buy myself a video game with the
call, man.
money I get back.
Good call.
How about that?
I'm excited for Kingdom Come. You can count on a stream from that this week.
Tell me about Kingdom Come. I haven't looked at anything for this game.
Preston, I defer to you.
Kingdom Come, and I by no means know everything about this game. It's
Well,
just,
I know nothing, so tell me what it is.
okay.
You'll be into it, Jacob.
It is a very realistic medieval RPG with no fantasy elements. So there's no magic or anything. It is supposed to be historically.
No fairies or potions, Jacob. don't get too frustrated.
It's supposed to be historically accurate to things that actually happened back then. I forget what the name of the
There
studio.
are real figures from history in it as well.
Yeah. The people that
King Arthur.
are making the game actually live where they're making the game. So it's very realistic. The combat is kind of like For Honor, but instead of 3 places to block, you have 5 for, obviously all your limbs, including your head. There's a variety of different weapons. If you get injured and bandage yourself, you can continually bleed. There's not like a potion that you can take that makes yourself, back to normal. I think in terms of like preventing things like that, each part of your body has 4 layers of armor you can wear, and I think it will hinder your movement or depending on, but you'll be safer. So if you want to be more agile, obviously you wear, less articles of clothing. If you wear like a knight's helmet, it will protect your head a lot, but we only see out of the visor. So, there's one of the newest gameplay videos they released that really got me. I mean, I was already excited, but it really got me pumped. It emphasized on stealth. It showed him going to a bar and there's drunk people, and he pickpocketed this drunk guy and went to his house, and this guy had his own private guard, and while the guard was asleep, he like smothered him in his sleep and tried to pick a chest, but he messed up on picking the chest and the pick broke. And the guy's wife or something in the other room heard it and called the guards to come in, and he was like escaping. And I don't know. It's a really
It's meant to be like a very grounded, realistic, historical RPG.
Yeah, it's so different not to have any fantasy elements in a game like this. So it's like they go out of their way to be very realistic. Even in fast travel, it shows you move, but things can happen along the way. You can become tired. Bandits can ambush you. So it's like even to
stressful.
Even to quick save, you have to drink a beverage to quick save unless you
can't save unless you have this beverage.
Yeah, you have to make it, but I think you can save at towns and stuff, but if you go out on a quest you need to prepare for it and stuff. It's just not like Skyrim where you can just hit the trail. Like you need to prepare. Things can happen. You need to know what type of armor you're going to wear. NPCs will treat you differently based on what you're wearing and based on how clean what you're wearing is. So if you're like a knight covered in blood or something, they will treat you differently than if you were clean. They'll treat you as a nobleman or something based on what you're wearing. So they just go into so much detail just in every facet of the game to just kind of make it as real as possible. So
who made this?
Bethesda.
It's their first game. It was initially kickstarted, but Deep Silver is publishing it, which
they're gonna have a Saints Row expansion later on.
Yeah, which does concern me because Deep Silver kind of gets their hands into some not too good stuff. Yeah, it's typically not the best, but
they're calling it the prequel to Agents of Mayhem.
Yeah, but the game it does have a little, I don't want to say jank, but it doesn't look like
full on AAA.
Full on AAA, like
it does look very
crazy
beautiful.
$1 million budget. But for what it is and for what the things that it is trying to do, I am excited for it. And
there's a lot of hype for it.
Yeah, people are excited. There was a beta or alpha about a year ago that Kickstarter backers got into, and the reception to it was very positive.
And all the comments, there's like not any negative comments on any of the videos. Like everyone is stoked for it to come out.
So
cool. So it's a big day on Tuesday.
Cool. I'd look up some. That's the thing is, like I say, look up some gameplay.
We should send them that most recent trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched it. I sent it to the group text.
Yeah, because it's this past couple of months I can really tell they are polishing it, because about a year ago I've been excited for this game, but I haven't necessarily got hyped because it did kind of have that indie jankiness to it, especially in the combat. But I can tell that they have fine-tuned some things. The combat looks more fluid and fast, and just the animations look better overall.
I don't know if this means anything to you, Jacob, but the music in the videos reminds me of Oblivion. Not even Skyrim.
The HUD looks very Oblivion
as well.
Okay. The map is hand drawn and painted. It looks very like the century that the game takes place in. So it is a cool game.
I have a very deep nostalgia for Oblivion, specifically the music and just the way that world looks. Now, it doesn't look fantastical like Oblivion, but just like presence of the hub and the music.
The hub.
I mean, the HUD, excuse me, reminds me of Oblivion, and that's a very good thing.
Okay.
Again, I don't know if that means anything to you. Did you ever play Oblivion?
Yeah.
You dabbled in it, didn't you? So
you don't create your character either. You play as a blacksmith's son.
Okay.
Which I like. I like playing a guy's story.
Now, I still wish I could customize his look, but I'm fine with playing an established character.
Guy, Garrett.
He's a handsome guy. He kind of looks like a goober to me. He kind of looks like he would.
Everybody
be a hero.
looks like goobers back then.
They do. Because I'm used to looking like Geralt of Rivia. And, this is a totally different look, to say the least.
Just in any game, I don't really care about character customization very much.
I don't really care about customer
helps me identify the character more.
No, I'm being serious. Like, I just don't think it's that interesting of a thing. Like, who cares what my avatar looks like? I'm going to be controlling for a little while.
Now, how much time do you spend making your Monster Hunter character?
Maybe
6 hours?
15 minutes, maybe.
So you do care.
I mean,
the thing with a Monster Hunter character is you wear, unless you choose to not, you're wearing a helmet majority of the time, so you never even look at your guy's face.
I don't know. It's just a personal thing.
But you know it's the face you made under that helmet.
Yeah, I guess. Who cares? I'm wearing a helmet.
I like making my characters.
Sometimes I just like making ridiculous looking things.
I mean, I'm way more into cool looking armor than I really am with the character's face, because for the most part,
Yeah,
in these
beyond
games, you're wearing
that,
headgear.
the armor is huge to me as well, because that's what you see most of the time anyway. Plus, this game's all in first person with the exception of the cutscenes. So.
I mean, there really isn't cool looking armor in this game, and I don't think there is going to be.
I think there's stuff that definitely looks cooler than others, but a lot of it looks realistic to the point where it's like, well, armor really wasn't that cool looking.
Yeah, it was
protected
meant
you.
to protect you.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what it looks like.
That's what I meant by For Honor a couple of weeks ago. I was like, that's like stylized looking knights and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas this is the real deal. Man, I am going to dump in my pants. I need to get out of training my body. You know, you get in a
Stop
rhythm.
going to Taco Bell.
You get in a rhythm. It's not even really
dare
Taco
you,
Bell. My
Jacob.
body's just trained to poop at this time of day every day, which is a shame
horrible
because
time to poop.
I know. My other problem used to be every time I'd get to work at my several sound jobs, going to work at Steve's Live Music. Every time I would get to the venue at like 4:30 p.m. and I have to dump my brains out. It's like your body gets in a rhythm.
Yeah.
And mine's in the rhythm of wanting to dump in the middle of every podcast. I need to get out of that funk.
When I was in high school, I would have to take a shit during first period, and I would go home and take a shit. But the more I did that, the more my body would get used to it.
Yeah, and you have to do it every
Yeah,
class.
so one day I just had to tough it up and hold in a shit all day. Now you could have said, Preston, why don't you just go to the public restroom? But I just couldn't do that. That wasn't feasible. But
Surely there was a clean bathroom that no one used in the high school. Every high school has
no.
bathrooms that they're like isolated.
no.
Did North have one?
They had bathrooms that people used less.
Yeah, see, I tried that once and it was bad.
The thing is,
you
though,
tried it once and it just didn't work out.
if I kept shitting in the morning, I was forever going to shit in the morning, and I just don't want to shit every morning at school. So I just had to tough through it a few days just to get it to where I had to shit after school.
In the military, you shit, shower, and shave every morning. You get in that rhythm.
Okay.
So I
Why are
wish
you
I could.
telling
I
me
wish
this?
I could be in that rhythm. I
At
wish
the
I could
same
wait.
time?
Yeah, if you so choose, you have an allotted time to do it. Like Zach told us about when he was in the Coast Guard. That was I mean, I think the whole military does that, but Coast Guard I know for a fact does that. 'Cause Zach had to do that. I wish I could train my body to wake up, dump furiously every morning. I know I don't shave every morning, shower and just take a nice raunchy dump and hop in the shower. That sounds like a great morning.
That's what I try to do.
So
Not in the mornings, but when I do have to take a shit, just take a shower right after. It's good.
Sometimes you just have to take a shit.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to. It's just
yeah,
It's like, man, I've
Washed up.
wiped like 30 times. I just have to take a shower.
hope it's saving this.
yeah.
I don't want to kill a few hundred trees,
Right.
Just got to take a shower.
You guys want to finally start the podcast?
I'm gonna dump and nap so hard after this podcast. I
dump and
slept an
nap
hour
at
last
the same
night.
time.
I might at this rate, man. I almost fell asleep. You guys talking about Monster Hunter
Yeah,
again?
last week.
Yeah, so
Last week you did fall asleep while we were talking about Monster Hunter.
I did. I'm trying to stay awake today. While Preston does our intro, do you mind pulling up that link I texted you yesterday? Thank you, Jacob.
This is the It's Obvious Gaming Podcast, the show where my two best friends and I get together every single week to discuss video games. Obviously. You can find all of our content, including the video version of this podcast, over at youtube.com/It's Obvious Gaming. If YouTube isn't good for you, or you'd like to take us on the go, you can find this podcast weekly on Apple Podcast, Google Play, Audio Boom, man, throwing in Apple Podcast messed me up, and SoundCloud and other podcasting services.
We're not on SoundCloud.
We're not? Not anymore?
I tried talking us to sign up for SoundCloud. We had to sign up for a pro membership to have all of our stuff on SoundCloud, and you guys weren't up for the idea.
All right, we're not on SoundCloud. Just find us on Apple Podcasts and please subscribe to us there and leave us a rating. We would greatly
And review.
appreciate that. Yes. Oh, both.
Yeah.
And please check the description down below for timestamps to skip throughout the podcast, but you already know that because we told you. And also links to our social media pages, our PlayStation Club, Xbox community, Discord channel, Steam names, all that crap is down in the description down below. Please subscribe if you haven't
want me
already.
to read it?
I was going to read it.
And be sure to like and comment down below to get involved with the It's Obvious community. Doing so helps us out tremendously, and we would forever be in your debt. With all that out of the way, hey man, what's the news?
Let's talk about these Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay details that have been floating around. I imagine all of you, especially those of you that listen to Kind of Funny Games daily, I've probably already heard this information. We're going to reiterate it for those who haven't heard it and just for ourselves to discuss. Now, I'm not going to read this word for word.
Can I ask y'all a question really quick?
Yes.
So, Jacob, with these new OLED screens on the iPhones, does it have a yellowish hue to you?
No.
There's no yellowish hue to you.
No.
You have True Tone on.
Yeah, if you turn True Tone off, it looks way better.
Yeah. What's with you and True Tone, pal?
Stop fucking judging me. Read the damn article.
Just kidding. I don't even know what True Tone means.
I don't.
It does. There's like.
Do you want it on?
I don't know.
Do you ever
I don't
turn
know
on-
now. Now you have me questioning what I want to do.
Do you ever turn on night shift?
No.
I turn on night shift at night. It's great for the eyeballs.
It's like orangey.
Yeah, but at night, when
Maybe
you're
I'm
in the
just not a little
darkness, you can't
bitch and
really
I
tell.
don't have to.
I had a coworker who had
eyes.
night shift on for like weeks, and I looked at his phone. I was like, "Dude, your phone is orange." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I turned it off, and he's like, "Oh, that's better." Wow.
That's cool.
Anyway, sorry.
I'll have to look up the true
Because,
alleged.
dude, I had to manipulate my colors and stuff to make whites look white on my phone.
No, I haven't really noticed it.
Oh, okay. It drove me crazy my first day with my phone. Anyways, sorry to interrupt.
This
here.
is a nice cellular telephone,
It
Jacob.
is.
Thank you.
Do you have an 8 or 10 yet, or 8
No,
or whatever they're
I
called?
haven't upgraded yet.
Okay.
I will at some point. We'll see. Anyway, so Red Dead. All these gameplay details sound legit to me. I think you guys have heard them already, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just run through them. We'll talk about them. But I think most of them, if not all of them, are real. And this comes from trustedreviews.com. They claim they've received sources of this information in the past. They just didn't want to report on it because they were unsure, but now they're almost guaranteed. They claim. So we'll start with Red Dead Redemption 2 Online. It says, according to the notes, Red Dead Redemption 2's online component will feature Battle Royale, Revive and Survive, and Money Grab modes. It remains unknown whether Battle Royale will operate in a similar fashion to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds or Fortnite, but we wouldn't be surprised if Rockstar hopes to capitalize on the popularity of those two titles. Revive and Survive pits two teams against each other as they try and stay alive. You'll have a limited amount of time to revive your teammates before they're eliminated. And finally, Money Grab features two teams fighting to procure bags of money in a central location. You're expected to collect and return them to your base as quickly as possible. Now, before we continue on, how do you guys feel about the sound of those modes?
Sound fine, I guess.
Obviously, Battle Royale, I mentioned, sounds cool in a Western setting. Like, imagine just being like on a canyon cliff with your buddy, and you have your horses behind you to take off.
skydive in?
You're not skydiving in, man. You got a nice Winchester repeater.
Yeah, how would they?
How do
what would
you-
you spawn in? How would
Yeah.
you do that? It would be train, maybe.
Maybe by train, or it could be on horse and carriage. You know how we spawn in Hunt
You
Showdown?
just step off a train,
Just jump out.
and there's like 30 people just standing right
I get the
there.
feeling you're just going to spawn in the world.
It's a random spawn location.
Like, think about it. Like, later
That's
in this
the thing
article,
about
we hear
Battle
that
Royale, is picking where you
armadillos
wanna
in
go.
this Red Dead Redemption. So we'll get to visit that town again. I wonder if it'll look exactly the same. You'd think it would, if not less than its version from Red Dead Redemption, considering this is a prequel. So Armadillo, I don't know what kind of shape it will be in when we see it. And think about like the online component. I can just imagine myself hiding out in a saloon, and I see like a horse and buggy pass by with a couple dudes in it. And we're like, oh, shit, son. Let's sneak up on them and throw some dynamite. You can throw some dynamite at your enemies. You can be up on a canyon cliff with your Winchester. See some guys frolicking in the wilderness down below. Take them out
Yeah,
from
how,
there.
how much weapon variety is going to be in this? Think about it.
There's bow and arrows. I know that for a fact. There's bow and arrows. There's rifles. I think there's like several rifles in the first Red. I think there's like 3 or 4 rifles. Variety of handguns, specifically revolvers. But I know there's whatever that one gun was from Red Dead. I can't remember the name of it. It was like a semi-automatic. It had like 15 rounds in it. So multiple handguns and rifles. I'm sure there'll be shotguns as well. Double barrel shotgun, boy.
Just Gatling guns and stuff.
Yeah, that'll be in there. So that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, just think riding on horseback, like having a gun,
find a
like
horse.
a gunfight in the Wild West battle royale sounds fun. So yeah, I think Revive and Survive doesn't sound too spectacular to me. It just sounds like any other old multiplayer mode. But I think Money Grab sounds pretty cool. Again, on horseback or horse and buggy, you get the money bags and grab them. It kind of reminds me of Hunt Showdown in a sense, where I don't know if you respawn in this mode, but where you go to acquire an item and you have to escape with it. I think that sounds pretty cool. So I think that those modes sound really fun.
Yeah.
And just the screenshots to go along with a lot of this information, just they look so beautiful. So I'm very excited.
I really want PvE content, personally.
In what sense?
Kind of like heist mode, but a Western version.
Oh, I think I get the feeling with just obviously we've all said this 1,000 times, but just based off the success of all the variety of modes in GTA Online, I think that's almost a guarantee. Like imagine like a really just old-fashioned Wild West heist. We're gonna go rob the bank or go rob the jail, or like maybe instead of just robbing a bank, you break out like one of your gang members from a prison and you have to escape and the U.S. Army comes after you or something.
Yeah.
What if you have to break out one of your party members that you're playing with? He starts out in jail.
That'd be boring for that
What's he
guy.
gonna
What if there's like tasks that he has to do while he's there? I don't know. That could make it
Don't let the
interesting.
rat bite you because it has rabies.
Use the
Avoid it in the jail
bathroom.
cell. You can take a dump in the jail cell. You
Don't
can
drop the
Talk to
soap.
your jailmates.
Exactly.
I don't know.
You can try to whistle the dog over with a bone like in Pirates of the Caribbean. Just a whole variety of fun things to do in the
Sounds fun to me.
jailhouse. But yeah, I think because I remember you and I dabbling in GTA Online back in the day, Preston, and I had that albino buffalo, and
You mean Red Dead Online?
Red Dead Online, yeah. What did I say?
GTA.
Okay, well, we did do that recently. I guess that's what's on my mind. But yeah, Red Dead Online, I had an albino buffalo as a mount.
Albino
No, you had
buffalo?
the albino buffalo.
Is that a real thing?
I
Albino
modded
buffalo?
the shit out of that game. I'm surprised I didn't get
You could ride a buffalo as a mount. It was super fast.
Are there
dude.
really albino buffaloes?
in real life. Yeah, I'm sure.
I've never seen one.
Well, they're all.
I haven't seen a lot of buffalo though, so fair point.
The albino buffalo is probably the 0.001% of buffalo. So
Right. Yeah.
if you haven't seen a buffalo,
I've seen a couple.
You ever had
buffalo.
a bison burger before?
I have.
Those are delicious.
I know.
very good.
So good.
Yeah, I had a zebra donkey. I had a
You have a zombie
several
horse,
buffalo.
dude. Didn't you?
I did have a
You have a
zombie
flaming horse, like Ghost
Not
Rider?
online. Not online. I didn't. But I was like max rank, golden weapons and stuff. Yeah.
Good
I
time.
would just take my save on a USB and put it on my computer and do all this shit to it. And I was a hacker, dude.
Hacker. Anyway, since the memo also states, much like GTA Online, players will be free to explore the open world, although it will supposedly provide far more depth than Rockstar's previous online efforts. For example, NPCs will decorate storefronts with amenities and pack things away once night comes. Wow. That's pretty cool. Frequent rewards will be handed out to players for completing certain tasks. These might range from traveling a certain distance to murdering an enemy using a bow from 100 meters away. You hear that, Jacob?
I heard you.
That's a long way.
It is. It's quite far. Apartments from GTA Online will return in the form of high-rise apartments in the Wild West, like skyscrapers. Continuing on. That was pretty funny, wasn't it?
That was a
so
good
funny.
one.
Yeah. Apartments will return in the form of tents, which can be owned and upgraded by players.
Wow.
Imagine a tent like from Goblet of Fire. Wow. From Goblet of Fire and the Harry Potter movie where he goes inside the tiny tent, but it's this beautiful large tent inside.
I've seen it, yeah.
So maybe it's a tent like that.
You're talking to the Harry Potter master.
There's no
over here.
magic in this game.
No. But imagine the tent being that size in Red Dead. That'd be kind of cool.
You might as well just build a house at that point.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if you could build a house like in the mountains. I'm going to choose this location that's
I
quite
wonder
expensive.
if you can buy property.
And what if you can have cattle and stuff and make even more income?
What if you can ride the cattle?
I'd imagine so.
What if we just have Harvest Moon within Red Dead
That'd
Online?
be so cool. But it's all about making more money like GTA Online is.
Yeah.
You can sell some livestock if you need to.
Yeah. I think let's just play Stardew Valley instead.
And you could be a real asshole and roll up to someone's farm and shoot all their cattle. And then shoot them and kill them and take all their
Then
belongings.
shoot yourself because you couldn't live with yourself anymore.
Yeah, but I imagine it'd be locked down, kind of how GTA Online is, where you can't just barge into someone's apartment.
Yeah, I'd have the same issue as that as I have with freaking Sea of Thieves.
Right.
It's no fun. I mean, it could be fun if you're the one doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes more sense in Sea of Thieves because you're pirates.
Yeah, totally. Then again, you could all be gang members in GTA Online, unless you're trying to be an upstanding citizen. You're just trying to be a general cowboy. He's a cowboy. These can be purchased in the open world, and they also come with a variety of different themes. Online play will include access to a number of shops and NPCs that... Oh, we already read that. Wait, no, we didn't. Online play will include access to a number of shops and NPCs which can provide players with equipment and missions. Free events can also be organized outside of standard playlists like spontaneous treasure hunts and death matches.
Treasure hunts.
Let's hunt for treasure. Development notes claim a companion app is in the works. It's boring. You can play poker as well. That's to be expected.
That's what I'll be doing. I'll be a professional Red Dead 2 online poker player.
Yeah. You're going to go esports. You're going to join the Red Dead poker esport. Red Dead
The
Poker League.
RDR2 Poker League.
Mm-hmm. What will your team name be? What'd you call them? The spurlets or something earlier? We were talking about cowboy boots.
I didn't say that.
Preston said something about spurlets or something.
What's a spurlet?
What's that spur word you used to remind me of spurs and cowboy boots?
Sperry's?
Sperry?
Spurries. That's what it was. The Atlanta Spurries, the Red Dead Redemption 2 poker team.
Sure.
You actually wear sunglasses on stage and everything while you're playing. That'd be great. You will allegedly partake in a variety of activities across the world, like Red Dead Redemption 2, such as gold mining, fishing, herding, which is something I like to hear. I like to herd some cattle, and an assortment of weapon challenges. I mean, that's funny that I guess subconsciously I'd already read this article and thought of like, oh, what if you could herd cattle on your farm, like for a money making?
What can you actually do?
Yeah, I think you can actually do that. That's cool.
According to these people, none of this is, this is all speculation still. Apparently,
but these are trusted reviews, Jacob.
Yeah, this is trusted. We can trust them.
Yeah, we'll see. It says the memo received by trusted reviews touches upon several new mechanics that will be part of Red Dead Redemption 2. Throughout the open world, you'll discover several locations including Armadillo and Ridgewood. These are populated with various NPCs including general store owners, gunsmiths, and undertakers. The Undertaker! Isn't that a WWE wrestler?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. You can also partake in gambling if you're hoping to risk it all for financial gain.
That's not me.
Me neither, man. I still don't understand how to play poker properly.
You know how to play poker?
No,
I mean, there's many different kinds of poker.
Yeah, well, Texas Hold'em, for example, I just guess my way through every time I've ever... In a game where they force you to play a match of poker, I just guess and hope for the best.
What?
And whenever people are like, I've been very few occasions in my life, people are like, let's play some poker. And I feel like I need to know how to play poker, but I'm afraid to be like, I don't know how.
Name one game that you're forced to play poker in.
I feel like in Red Dead, it forces you to play a game of poker at one point, doesn't it?
I don't remember, but there is one game that's sticking out that I do remember being forced to play at least 2 matches.
Which one?
Far Cry 3.
I think that's one of them, yeah.
One of the guys you fight is like during a poker patch, and it turns into a quick time event.
Spurries.
I think it does at least. You do have to play poker though.
Thanks, Preston.
Still laughing about Spurries. You're right. Yeah, I don't know how to play.
What about Poker World League 2?
Yeah,
I buy that every year, man.
Campaign.
Guess my way through that game
There
too.
probably is like a poker game that comes out every year.
I know there is a couple that have existed in the past. A slums market will apparently be a method of procuring. This person loves to use the word procuring. It's like you went to thesaurus.com. It's like, what's another word for gathering or acquiring? Procuring. He used it like 10 times in this article.
Wow.
I trust him though. It's from trustedreviews.com.
How long is this article?
It's almost over. Oh crap! What did I do?
What the hell did you do?
I just reloaded. Here it is. Slum. It's just a slum market with reduced prices of stuff. There's also a day and night cycle online.
Oh wow.
So that's a thing.
That's cool.
Vehicles in game will include mine carts, sports cars, hand cars, and horse-drawn carriages.
Okay.
Moving on. These come in different variants such as armored and fast ones, although we're unsure if you can customize them yourself. I do, in all seriousness, I do like the idea of a mine cart, like flying through a gold mine.
I liked using them in Zelda to get to that one shrine. That was really cool.
Oh, shit! Minigun on the mine cart.
I guess you could put it on just train tracks too.
Yeah,
just
push
ride
it
them
Until the train meets you head on.
Mm-hmm.
Or what are those ones where you like push?
I think that's a hand
It's
cart.
like a mine
yeah.
cart.
Mm-hmm. Hand carts are in the game too.
Sports cars too.
Imagine how funny that would
Do you
be,
think there'll be
outrunning your
caves?
enemies in a hand cart.
Are there cave systems in Red Dead?
There might have been a
There was
couple
like
little caves
one
in
or
the first
two
one.
caves in the first one.
I bet there will be pretty in-depth cave systems in this game.
How many caves?
I'm going to say 10 caves at
10
least.
caves?
Now, I'm not saying all these are going to be huge. Some might be bigger than others, but there will be more caves
I'm going to say
than
there's
usual.
6.
Okay. We'll see, Preston.
Okay.
Congratulations, Amazon user. You've won a $1,000 Amazon gift card.
Yes!
Whoa.
I won!
Whoa.
Oh, F that.
Gary, what the fuck?
Who founded Amazon? Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, or Bill Gates?
Oh, fucking
It's the first one.
I actually don't know. I assume it was
Well,
the
it's
Jeff
not Bill
Bezos.
Gates or Mark
It has to
Zuckerberg.
be Jeff. No, I'm going back. It got stuck. Hold on.
That's why I stopped going to PCGamer.com.
I had to hit close on that ad.
This shit happens all the time. I can't even read the article.
Truthfully, that happens on COD Connected's mobile site all the time.
Really?
There are like so many ads that I like give up on reading articles.
It won't even go back. I have to open it again.
What was there? What was left?
There's like a couple more paragraphs of cool stuff. It's worth mentioning because it's exciting.
This is like the longest article.
Yeah, this is so exciting.
Where to go? New features. We just talked about the vehicles.
Yeah, I really trust this article after having a pop-up come up that won't even let us go back to the page.
Horsemanship challenges can be completed to increase your rider rank, while dozens of different fish can be captured across the world. Plants and herbs can be gathered. No one cares.
Really glad you're reading this.
You can play the main campaign and multiplayer in first person if you choose. It's kind of cool.
Whoa.
There will be bespoke animations to fit the style.
Bespoke?
I guess that's a way of saying, like, if you're in first person, the animations will fit that perspective versus third person. They might be a little different.
Thesaurus word.
Yeah, but definitely is. Deadeye markers makes a return with enhanced. There it goes again. I give up on this article, but you get the idea. It sounds really cool.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be awesome.
I'm very excited for Red Dead, and those details that I really do believe those are real. I'm excited. So I'm going to jump into our actual notes now on this sheet of paper.
Okay.
My printer malfunctioned again and literally spat out diarrhea colors.
Is it malfunctioning or is it just out of ink?
It's out of ink. So
It's doing what it can. That's what it has.
It's green and yellow this week.
Nice. Packers fan, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cheeseman.
Cheeseman.
You seen those cheese heads?
Cheesehead.
Cheesemans?
Cheeseheads.
The cheese head.
Cheddar
Oh,
heads.
Green Bay, yeah.
Yeah. The cheese people.
Go Pack, go.
The cheese people.
Yeah.
You're one of those Brett Favre lovers?
Brett Favre. That's how you pronounce it.
I worked near his house one time out in Mississippi.
Oh, Brett Favre. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
Read the damn article.
What's the Levi jeans slogan? It's real comfortable jeans. Is that what it is?
Isn't that Wrangler?
No. It's Levi.
Are you sure?
He does Levi, yeah.
Who? Brett Favre?
Brett Favre.
I thought he does Wrangler.
No, he's Levi.
Who does?
Maybe it is.
No,
Wrangler.
he does Wrangler.
Wrangler. Real comfortable jeans. He's like throwing the football with a couple good-looking guys, drinking some beer.
He's like throwing it with his golden retriever.
Usually out on front in the front yard playing football.
That's America's dog, is the golden retriever.
Yeah. I forgot.
The American family
That's
dog.
my entire Wednesday was dedicated to signing day. I like hardly played Monster Hunter.
You watch Signing Day?
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What the hell's wrong with you, Jacob?
Why would you just watch people committing to a sport?
Because it's
so
exciting.
boring.
No, it was exciting, Jacob. You've
What is
never
so
watched
fun
it.
about that?
Because they do it in creative, full, fun ways.
What do they do?
One guy, Quay Walker, who's a Georgia commit from Alabama, he had Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, and I forgot the other hat. And he goes to put the Tennessee hat on, and everybody's like, "Ah!" And then he chucks it across the room, rips off a towel, and
Flashes his dick to everyone.
Yeah, shows his dick.
And tattooed on his head was the Georgia logo.
Yeah.
Penis head.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Then Taylor, I think it's Tyler Campbell, the corner 5-star cornerback we got. He had his little niece baby like unzip his jacket, and it was wearing Georgia. And
That's
that was
cute.
cute. It was cute. Hey, it's fun to watch when your team has the #1 signing class.
That is exciting.
It's very exciting. So
Hopefully we don't choke again.
They've been known to.
I called a half choke.
okay. Georgia has never had a class this good. We had 3. We were number 3 last year, #1 this year. We had, I think the statistic I just read to you, I'm going to run off the top of my head, but in 2 years, Kirby Smart has recruited, I think 16 or 15 5-stars, and Mark Rick did like 22 in his entire 15 years there. So we are destroying with the recruiting right now.
He's doing something right.
Yeah, he's doing something.
He's smart.
You could say that.
God damn you.
Let's talk about CD Projekt Red, shall we?
Yeah.
This comes from Mario Brash of Cog Connected, excuse me. The latest intel suggests that Cyberpunk 2077 is going to look downright amazing. 2 new job postings on the company Twitter page display their need for hard talent. A couple of ads seek devs in the form of lighting artists, and among the job responsibilities is photorealistic rendering. That's in quotations, photorealistic rendering. Moreover, CD Projekt Red is asking for an additional applicant that is more experienced than the norm. From this, we posit. I've never heard that word before. We posit. That they're looking for a lead artist in the realm of lighting. In previous leaks and applications, we've heard of destructible environments, flying cars, and physics-based effects. The sheer amount of realism seems to be going into Cyberpunk 2077 is astonishing, which is why we cannot wait for the gameplay footage. Since the teams on this project is already much larger than the Witcher 3 team, there's no doubt it will be graphically superior. This won't be easy, especially since it's been confirmed that the game is already larger than the Witcher 3's open world. So that last sentence is the one that just has me a little concerned. I believe in CD Projekt Red, but at the same time, I just hope they're not in the mindset they're like, we have to outdo the Witcher 3, and that it suffers because of that. It's my only worry.
Why would it suffer because they have to outdo it?
Because imagine if they try to go so big that it just doesn't work.
What if it does, though?
I'm not saying it won't work. See, like I said, I believe in them.
I think that's devil's advocate over here.
Yeah, that's fine. I typically play that role myself, but that's the only reason I'm slightly worried about it. But again, I'm just going to hold out faith in CD Projekt Red till we see it in action.
If there's any developer that I wouldn't worry about, it's CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, that's the name alone encourages me. So
yeah,
very excited to see this in action. Photorealistic rendering. That's wild. That makes me sad too, because I want to play it on PC, but it's not going to look photorealistic because my very generic graphic card. But Preston's in good shape. By the time the game comes out, I'll probably have upgraded his PC 3 more times till then.
I mean, you have time to upgrade yours.
Yeah,
I will. I know it's not like coming out like next week.
2030.
Yeah.
So you got plenty of time.
That's the worst line from John Wick Chapter 2 when his car's destroyed. And he's like, think you can fix it for me? And the guy's like, yeah, I can fix it by Christmas 2030. Like, sick.
I wrote that.
Cricket.
Yeah. It's the only line.
It was bad, Preston.
It kind of sucks.
Bad.
Oh, well, it was good enough to go in the movie. So, what movies have you written? Oh, wait.
I wrote a screenplay for our Snowman story.
Yeah?
Yep. I had to alter it a lot, though, to make it an actual story.
You had to lie?
I didn't lie. I had to exaggerate a lot of it.
It just makes you a liar.
No, I told, because I had to pitch the idea before I was allowed to write it. We all had to pitch the ideas, and I pitched them the true story, like exactly how it happened. Everyone's like, that's hilarious, but it has to have more of an arc. So I had to like make alternate versions of ourselves that had character arcs and everything. We were nothing like our actual selves at all.
Did I find redemption or something?
One of us, it's sort of. I'm not going to go into detail because it would bore everyone, but I'll just send it to you. You can read it for fun at some point. Because all our names are used, but they're not really us. You know what I mean?
Make sure you read it.
So now the heart of the story about slaying the snowman's still pretty true, but all the characters involved are different.
Okay.
So anyway, Blue Point is apparently remastering another classic video game. I'm not going to read the article because I'm too tired and I can hardly speak. I'm so tired.
Shadow of the Colossus was received very well, just like a majority of their remasters. So they're probably doing another one.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's what it says.
Basically, they're like, but their job posting says we are working on a classic game that is highly anticipated by gamers from around the world. So I don't know what this could be. Now, granted, they could say that about a multitude of remasters they've done. But that's exciting because this is the second remaster I've played. I mean, unless you count all 3 Uncharted games, I think I've replayed all of them from Blue Point. So this Shadow would technically be my 4th remaster I've played by them. So I obviously look forward to it, especially now playing Shadow of the Colossus. It's fantastic. So it literally is a brand new game. It looks and feels like, in a sense, even though it feels the same as the original. It's just breathtaking to look at. So even just looks alone, I'm excited for whatever they do next.
Yeah.
So do you have any predictions? I mean, it could literally be anything in the world.
I can't think of anything.
But what's something you're like, man, I would love to play a remaster of that?
Do they just stick to Sony? Like, they're not owned by Sony, right?
No.
Does Sony publish games for
They did the Metal Gear HD collection.
You heard the rumors about that coming to PS4?
I did.
That would be awesome. I'd love to play the original.
I hope 4
original
comes to
Metal Gear?
PS4. Why isn't 4 getting
Guns of the Patriots?
Yeah.
Such a cool title, dude.
Yeah.
Metal Gear has the coolest freaking subtitles to their games. Like the Phantom Pain, it sounds like the Phantom Menace, which also sounds pretty cool to me.
What's the second one?
I have no idea. I know there's one called Snake Eater. Which one's
the
that?
third one.
That's the third one. So even that sounds badass.
2 is Sons of Liberty, I believe.
Okay, that's pretty cool. The first one's just Metal Gear Solid espionage, covert espionage or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's just Metal Gear Solid.
It's called like Covert Espionage Action or something.
All the games, I think, have
that slogan or whatever.
or something.
Yeah, I think Guns of the Patriots and Phantom Pain sound the coolest. I really like Metal Gear Solid 5. I know hardcore fans aren't too jazzed about it, but I really enjoyed it. Now, Metal Gear Survive, that's my most anticipated Metal Gear game of all time.
That game's gonna tank.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I've heard the people who've played it say it's not that bad.
It's funny because I was going to write something for COG, but I ended up getting too busy because I was going to write an article that I think the game deserves at the very least, not really excluding Konami with the game itself. I was going to write something called like the top 5 reasons Metal Gear Survive is worth at least checking out. Because from what I watched, I'm like, it doesn't look like a bad game. It just, in the sense of Metal Gear, I can see why especially longtime fans would be, and especially after the Konami and Hideo Kojima thing, people would be like, F this. But me on the outside looking in, like you play devil's advocate, Jacob. I'm like, well, at the core of it could be a half decent video game.
I mean, I think the gameplay of 5 is superb.
Oh, yeah.
So I would, just that alone would make me a little more interested in playing this just because it feels so good. I would like to play a PUBG style game with that engine and just the controls and stuff, just how it feels.
And the stealth and everything in that game.
Would be fun.
Yeah.
Metal Gear 5 is very fun to play. Just drops you in and you can do anything you want.
Man, I am crop dusting a hurricane in this room right now.
I've smelt one of them.
I know, I'm sorry, man. I mean, it is like peeking out of me.
Well, let's move on then.
Every time it's about to fall.
Have a chance of doing that later.
Let's see. Let's talk about the Kingdom Hearts 3 D23 trailer from Japan.
It's happening. Is it going to come out this year? I don't know. It would be.
I was amazed that it still said 2018 at the end of that trailer.
I think it is. They're very adamant about 2018.
I'm gonna guess. I don't know. I'm gonna guess November for Kingdom Hearts.
Think so?
That's my guess. Either that or the very beginning of December.
I want to say December. Square Enix is weird like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be November or December for sure.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider is coming out this year.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
It's not announced.
Because there were some rumors going around that they were going to announce it and then release it fairly soon after this year, I believe.
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you think they'll? Do you think we'll get maybe like a trailer before E3 and then maybe gameplay at E3 and then it comes out in the fall?
Yeah. I mean, because that'd be two very. Well, I don't know. Is Tomb Raider a heavy hitter? Yeah. I think it's like a.
I think this new trilogy that will now be a trilogy, I think is strong enough to have a showing at E3.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking about if they would, because I know that's too. I know Kingdom Hearts is probably way bigger than. Not probably, it is way bigger than Tomb Raider. So that'd be.
If they both come out this year, I think Tomb Raider will come out before, for sure.
Yeah. That's why I think that I could see Square Enix putting out Tomb Raider in August or September, and then kind of ending the holiday season with a Kingdom Hearts release.
I think Tomb Raider's obviously a much more safe choice to say that would come out this year than Kingdom Hearts. I just don't have a good feeling about Kingdom Hearts still.
Pumped for a new Tomb Raider. Love to. The past two Tomb Raiders have been fantastic.
I want to replay Rise on PC. I hear it's great on PC.
It's awesome. So. I mean, it's just awesome in general. But
I hope there's a day where I can go back and play that for the first time.
It's so good. You need to. It's really good.
Everything I played on Xbox One. I mean, I told you I had like 20 minutes left. I loved it. I just stopped for some reason because it actually sucks and I hated it.
Yeah, the new Monsters Inc. world looks pretty cool. I guess.
It does, man.
Saw a lot of various cutscenes in the trailer. It's all in Japanese.
Mike Wazowski.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the little girl's gonna be in it.
Boo.
It's gonna be great.
Her name's Boo.
Yeah, Boo. That's right.
Yeah.
I like the look of Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
Yeah.
I love when your appearance alters completely when you go into a new world. I like the monster look of them.
Yeah, I like the Toy Story look of them too. A lot of cool worlds so far.
Yeah, two out of Pixar we've seen, and I know we have Tangled
Marvel
as well,
or Star Wars, but still holding.
So I know we have Big Hero 6, Tangled, Monsters Inc., and Toy Story confirmed,
and Hercules.
Hercules, yeah.
Always go there. I think that's all we have confirmed. Though. Well, we have Traverse Town.
I wouldn't be surprised if they threw Halloween Town in there, just because it's been.
They always have, but I don't know. It's pretty aged at this point. I wouldn't be shocked if it wasn't there.
No, I wouldn't be shocked.
I'd like something new.
If I had the choice, I'd like something completely new. I want as much new as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand Traverse Town and the Coliseum because those are like kind of staples. But besides that, I want completely new worlds.
But I've wanted this game for a very long time, so I do hope it actually comes out this year. That would make me a very happy boy.
Yeah, I am excited. But like I told you guys at launch, the combat just looks insane to me.
It does look wild.
Like I'm sure once you wrap your head around it, it'll be easier to understand. But it's like it's
a lot of colors, a lot of magic.
So many special moves and different weapons. It's like there's
flying around everywhere.
Just insane. So
I mean, I'm happy about it though, because I'm glad they're mixing it up. Because people have said in the past that they just get kind of bored of just swinging the Keyblade the same way for hours and hours. This time they're actually taking the time to add so many different ways to fight things, and just depending on what world you're in, you know, your Keyblade. I don't know if your Keyblade customizations are, you know, tied to a certain world, or if there's ones that you can do anytime. But you know, I just think the combat will be a lot of fun this time around.
Yeah,
I'm
I
excited
hope so.
for it.
Agreed.
Yeah, this might be the first Kingdom Hearts game I beat.
Yeah. Oh man,
I've gotten to the very, very, very end of 1 and 2, and I never beat it. The first one
you can buy them now and play them. They're good games. For the first one's kind of hard to go back to.
I have enough on my plate.
Okay.
As it is. I got to the, what's his name? The final boss of one.
That is
Admus.
It's Ansem.
Ansem. I got to him twice, and I couldn't beat him.
It wasn't an easy fight.
Yeah, I was a stupid little kid. I couldn't beat him. Then the second one, I got to the very end, but I wanted to beat Sephiroth before I beat the final boss, and that never happened. So I just never beat the boss.
Yeah, Sephiroth is a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hard. Not that he's a bitch and he sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to get back to 2 and finish it before the end of this year, for sure.
You will. Especially when you get closer to release, you'll be encouraged to do so.
Probably like around E3 if they do have a showing, which I imagine they will. I'll be super hyped at that point.
Now, I've listened to
Square Enix has their own E3 thing every year, don't they?
No, they have.
They had one like a few years ago.
I remember being really weak too.
Yeah, they showed like Just Cause 3 and some stuff. I think they showed like one trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't anything special.
Anyway, the Game of Thrones writers, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, the current writers for Game of Thrones, are going to be doing some Star Wars films, writing and directing, or apparently, or at least writing and producing post Game of Thrones. So after the final season airs, they will get to work on Star Wars films for Lucasfilm and Disney.
It's pretty exciting. I enjoy the Game of Thrones stories.
As do I.
So Ryan Johnson has a trilogy. Now these guys
apparently
do they have a trilogy?
It hasn't been said. They haven't said like they're gonna have a trilogy. They said they're just gonna write and work on Star Wars films. They didn't give any detail beyond that, but they will be involved to a capacity.
I'm excited what they come up with.
Yeah, me too.
Like it makes you wonder: are they gonna bring anything from Game of Thrones? Like, is it gonna be like you can't like? There's no way they're gonna be like just killing off characters that we love, you know? Or will they? Or is it just going to be like brand new things like Ryan Johnson's doing with the
I wish
trilogy?
these guys could produce a Star Wars TV show. Now, I see there is a minority of people that claim that the most recent season of Game of Thrones is like some of the worst writing they've ever seen in television history, which I disagree with. I understand why the pacing would throw a lot of people off, and they prefer the slower pace and the development of characters and relationships and time passing. Because it almost felt like a Michael Bay movie at points. It was just so fast paced and action packed, which I didn't mind because, it's been building for so long that it almost just felt like a release of just like everything you wanted to see happening at once. But so I didn't dislike it. I can see why people were concerned though, and people are afraid that they'd apply that style of storytelling to whatever Star Wars property it is, which
it's hard to
each his own. Because I mean, like I said, I didn't hate it. Now I'd have to see them do something like Ryan Johnson's Star Wars, for example, is one of my least favorite Star Wars movies. That doesn't mean I didn't enjoy a lot of it. So same thing with these guys. I can enjoy parts of it. I can dislike some of it. I don't know, but I hope for the very best in anything Star Wars related.
Are you saying you like some of the prequels more than Ryan Johnson's movie?
Elements, not full movies.
Okay.
Now, I wouldn't say now from a filmmaking standpoint, I think Ryan Johnson's movie is better than all the prequels. But there are storytelling elements that I think are much better than the prequels than I do in Ryan Johnson's movie. Now, I'm not saying acting or writing. I'm just saying the ideas are a little bit better. Like the whole Leia thing. I'm not going to go on a tangent, but the Leia thing was just so stupid. I'm like, I've seen cooler things happen in the prequels. So anyway, but yeah, whatever.
I hope they add Star Wars space brothels.
Nice.
I wish these guys could. I think I already said this. Could produce a Star Wars TV show. So that'd be cool.
That would be pretty neat.
But yeah, I hope it's good.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Let's talk about Google's rumored console they're working on, apparently. I just heard this from some article popped up about it. I read early, like last night at 2 a.m. I didn't look into it. I just didn't have time. I was in the middle of working, but I was like, Google console? There's like Google trying to break into gaming with a rumored console they're working on.
Excuse me.
That's kind of cool, I guess.
Sure.
I don't see how any console today could compete with PS4 and Xbox. They're just so established.
Not that I read.
Are you saying Google made a
it.
console that was... Google's a powerhouse. What do you mean they couldn't compete?
It's just because PS4 and Xbox are so established, people just align themselves with one or both of them already.
yeah, there's
who would
that.
want like, oh, here's a third option. Now, I don't think they're probably their intentions would be to compete with.
No, I don't care.
PS4 and Xbox.
Google's not going to do anything that's going to compete with PlayStation or Xbox, and I don't think they want to. I didn't read anything about this article, but if I had to guess, I'm assuming it would be either a small streaming box that could either stream games or
That's
kind of
what I was
like
thinking.
Yeah, I think
it would be something like way different. Just
I think it was being
Yeah.
compared to like the Steam box or something like that. Just something that you could stream games onto. I don't know.
And I would imagine anyone investing in a game console in today's market would want to do something unique like that, and not just, oh, let's just throw it out another powerful video game
If someone
console.
could though, like certainly Google or Amazon could be that.
I'm sure
that
Apple
party.
can make a badass console if they wanted to. But then again, like
think
everyone
you
goes
have
back
to
to PC will always be more powerful than console anyway. So
I mean, it's just you have to get like. You have
For
to
now.
get publishers. You have to get
For now.
exclusives to get incentive to buy.
Yeah,
it's
just-
like,
that just
it's
sounds
a
like-
whole mess of shit.
just a giant headache.
Yeah.
So, but whatever they work on, I hope it's interesting. I hope it piques my interest. I'll say.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the Super Bowl movie trailers we saw. There's a lot of these I'm really excited for. Let's start with naturally. We'll start with Solo: A Star Wars Story. We got 2 teasers, pretty similar, but there's different bits in each one. How do you guys feel about this trailer? Trailers, I should say. Are you excited for the film? First and foremost.
Kinda, I guess. I don't know.
What about you, Preston?
I'm gonna see it.
Sure. I guess.
There's nothing in that trailer that got me excited. I'll just say
Okay.
that.
Where were the lightsabers?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see it because it's a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I won't go as far as saying I'm like really excited to see it. I'm definitely interested after seeing the trailer. It looks better than what I was expecting. I'll give it that. I think visually it looks stunning, especially in the
Of course it does.
especially in terms of cinematography. Just the way it's shot looks absolutely gorgeous. The character designs look pretty cool. I think Donald Glover looks really cool as Lando. Specifically, the shot of him in his fur coat, just looking up at whatever's flashing, which I assume is the Millennium Falcon or something.
I expect him to be a pretty good Lando.
Yeah, he looks awesome. I think that it looks like a band of bounty hunters or something is in competition with Solo or trying to get him during whatever heist he's doing in the movie. Especially that one that looks like he's wearing like a samurai helmet or something. It looks really cool. What else? I think what's her name? Emilia Clarke looks like an interesting character. I mean, she looks like every other girl from Star Wars.
You can say that again.
It looks like these are just I watch a few Star Wars YouTubers who like go into depth on all this kind of stuff, and it looks like she knew Han when they were much younger. You know, at the beginning, she's like, "I've been doing scams since I was 10," and it looks like they were pals and like probably in a relationship, and something goes wrong, and they just go in separate paths, and then they meet back up at some point. They end up on the same heist team because both of them are probably good at being mischievous, and they end up on Woody Allen's team.
Naboo.
Is it Woody Allen? Not Woody Allen. What's his name? Is his name? That's not Woody Allen.
No, it's
Woody something.
The Zombieland guy?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's Woody.
Woody.
Allen.
Is it Woody Allen?
I think so.
I always think Woody Allen someone else. I know it's Woody something. You guys both looking him up right now.
Yeah.
Hey kid, I'm putting together a team. What does he say? A crew.
It's not Woody Allen.
Shit.
Woody.
Hang on.
Just type in Zombieland cast.
Woody and Woody from Toy Story came on.
That's the one.
It's Woody Harrelson.
Harrelson. That's who it is.
Who's Woody Allen?
It's a completely
It's a
different
really old
actor.
guy.
It's a different actor. Hey kid, I'm putting together a crew.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson. Tallahassee from Zombieland.
Yeah. I will. I mean, it's obvious that Alden Ehrenreich's voice doesn't sound anything like Han Solo. He doesn't look a whole lot like Harrison Ford. But I'm trying to erase that from my mind and think of him as more. I know it's supposed to be Han Solo. That's like the whole point. But I'm trying to think of him more as like a Nathan Drake character, which Han Solo kind of is. But I'm trying to think of him as just his own character, not try to dig too deep and like, oh, this is Han Solo. No, I mean, the movie's literally titled Solo. Like that's what it's all about. But I'm going to try to suspend my disbelief of him. Like, and I'm going to try to erase like, oh, that's supposed to be Harrison Ford, and just try to think this is Han when he was a kid, and just try to pretend like Harrison never existed. Not that I don't want that. I'm just saying in this time period, I'm going to pretend like this is who he is and that's how it is. Because it doesn't look, or even just from the bits we get in the trailer, he doesn't look like he's acting like the Han Solo.
What if they had Harrison Ford acting the whole movie and they digitized this new guy's face onto him?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I wish they could have done that. But which again, I won't hold that against him, because you don't want to just mimic another actor. I mean, the fact that he was, I mean, obviously he auditioned with reportedly hundreds of other actors to get this role, and he's bold enough when he was offered the role to actually take it and know that he will be judged based off Harrison Ford's legacy in this role. I mean, that alone is a bold move, so hats off to him for even being willing to try this. So Disney had to have seen something in him to cast this guy. Granted, he had a great performance in Hail Caesar. I think that his charisma and that alone is what got him this role. So, I mean, like the line where he's like, I thought we were in trouble there, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Like, he just sounds like a dumb kid, which again, he's supposed to be a young version of Han Solo. Maybe this is how Han was when he was a kid. I don't know. But I'm going to try to accept that this is his interpretation of the character, not try to judge it too harshly in the fact that he's meant to be Harrison Ford. Now, again, I'm a little depressed because I don't know if you saw it, but I shared in our Star Wars section on Discord. I can't remember the actor's name, but he was in what's that movie called with Ryan Reynolds' wife? What's her name? She was in that shark movie.
That's
the blonde
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively. She's in Age of Adeline. That movie. There's a guy who plays a young Harrison Ford that was known before he even got the role for doing impressions of Harrison Ford. And that's how he got the role. And he not only looks like Harrison Ford, but he sounds just like him when he talks. And I think he auditioned, I don't know, but it's a shame that he didn't get the role, because people would be stoked for him in the role because he looks and sounds just like him, which kind of sucks.
So
but
he looks like him and sounds like him?
It's
That's
like
crazy.
It is a spitting image of Han.
Wow.
Well, I guess Han Solo when he does his
Harrison Ford.
impressions, but yeah, Harrison Ford
That's pretty
specifically. Yeah, it's wild. If you look up that scene,
How old is he?
probably close to our age, probably in his like late 20s, maybe 30.
Yeah, they've missed that.
You know, it's a shame because I think he really could have done well. But again, I haven't seen the movie. I'm going to hold off judgment until I see the full
I mean,
thing.
maybe he did and they didn't like him. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, again, you never know. But again, if he got the role as Harrison Ford in Age of Adeline, why wouldn't he get Han Solo? I don't know. But Alden is a talented actor, at least from what I've seen in Hail Caesar. So I hope he pulls it off.
Yeah, I mean, I hope this is good, but everything tells me it won't be.
At the very least, I just hope it's a fun, entertaining movie. I think the only thing that could bring it down is just people wanting him to be Harrison Ford, which if he's not, if the rest of the movie's great, like this has been a report for, I think, over a year now that this is quote unquote the best Star Wars script that has ever been written, apparently. That's what people keep saying.
Interesting.
And the fact that it's plagued by everyone judging it based off, that's supposed to be Harrison Ford. I feel bad for all involved, like cast and crew and writers.
I don't feel bad at all.
Because maybe it is the best written Star Wars movie. We don't know. We haven't seen it.
Disney knew what they were signing up for.
Right.
This is it.
I mean, everyone's doubting it for the most part. Now, I have hopes for it to be good, but I am doubting it. Like, I won't deny that. So I just hope it's a fun ride. That's at the very least. I hope I enjoy it more than I enjoyed Last Jedi.
And it's just like, this is a bad example, but anytime you replace the actor because you want to make him younger or something, that's always a risk. Like, this is a dumb example, but Dumb and Dumber, when they made that stupid
Prequel movie,
prequel, sorry. Like, that movie tanked.
Yeah.
Because it didn't have Jim Carrey.
Especially when you're trying to fill the role of a character with the legacy of Han Solo.
It's even on a grander scale.
Madness. it's crazy to even think you could do that. So I don't know. I hope it's awesome.
Yeah, same.
What are you looking up over there, Preston?
I was looking up that Harrison Ford dude.
Oh,
I can't find it.
Did you look in the Star Wars section on Discord?
That Harrison Ford dude.
No.
That's where you'll find it.
All right, I'll look.
Mission Impossible Fallout looks awesome.
I loved this trailer.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, I love
This was the
Mission
best
Impossible
trailer,
movies.
maybe besides Infinity War.
I agree. I like this trailer more than the Infinity War
I haven't
trailer.
seen a Mission Impossible in years, but this one got me pretty
Dude,
excited.
have you seen 4 and 5? Those movies are so good. I mean, even 3's really good.
I'd like to just take, a month or so and just watch through all the Mission Impossible.
I would recommend starting with 3 through 5 and then go back and watch
I've seen
1 and 2.
I've seen the first 2. so-
Okay, yeah, just start with 3 and 5. Now 4 and 5 are my favorites. Now 3 I think has the best villain by far, but action set pieces in 4 and 5 are incredible.
Yeah. I just like how this trailer just kind of had this feeling about it that's going to be like Tom Cruise's last one or something, or something bad's going to happen to him. Like he's getting old and you know, it's getting to be that time where he, you know.
Maybe, man. He's still killing it in those stunts. There's a behind-the-scenes featurette I can send you about him learning to fly a helicopter for a set piece. I mean, you know that in the trailer where he's flying that helicopter, he's actually flying that. Like, none of it's green screen.
That's the crazy thing about Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He's actually doing all this shit.
You know he broke his ankle filming this movie?
Really?
There's a scene, and they kept the take in the movie because it was that good of a take, but there's a scene where he jumps from one building to the other, and it's very brief in the trailer, but on the Graham Norton show, I think they zoom in where he broke his... I mean, he like snapped his ankle in half doing this stunt. When he hit the wall, his foot hit the wall and like cracked his ankle, but he kept going, and when he gets up on the ledge, he's limping, and it's meant to be like a fun action crazy moment. So in the movie, it looks like, oh, like I hurt myself, but he kept going, and they ended up keeping the take in the movie, and that's the price he pays for doing his own stunts. Like he strapped himself to a plane in the 5th movie, and it's real. That's what's so good about this. You know, all the action is legit.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that this series is like the only series that I really care about Tom Cruise in anymore, but you know.
Yeah, you see, I love, I mean, specifically the Mission Impossible movies, but I know Tom Cruise is like a lunatic in real life, but I love his movies, dude, especially Mission Impossible. I heard I think it's called American Hustle or something. Not American Hustle, it's American Made, I think, where he's like the pilot that does like drug deliveries or something. It came out a few months ago, but I heard that was surprisingly really good. But Tom Cruise as an actor, especially as Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible, is great. And I think Henry Cavill looks magnificent with his mustache. It's so funny. Think about the debacle that he go through with Justice League, but I think it's worth it because I think his mustache looks amazing. I know that's just such a minor character thing, but
you're a mustache man.
It's a legendary mustache now because of what happened to Justice League. So
yeah, it is.
And the fist fight in like that restroom scene in the trailer just looks so brutal, and I'm very excited to see that. So very impressed with that trailer, and I can't wait to see the movie. You see this trailer, Preston?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You excited?
Yeah.
Have you seen 4 and 5?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw 5 with you.
Did you?
In the theaters, yeah.
Wow,
nice.
We were in Florida, I think, working.
Mm-hmm. I think he and what's his name from Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. What's his name?
All right.
Britishman. He's in all the Edgar Wright movies. I think they have a great dynamic. Excited. Skyscraper looks pretty bad.
Was this the one with The Rock?
Mm-hmm.
I want to believe that this movie would be good, but I don't know.
I have this amazing sixth sense to just tell if a movie's going to be good or not. It's just something I've been.
It's our generation's Die Hard, Garrett.
Right? Yeah.
It seems like every movie.
That's funny. Like I haven't even seen Die Hard all the way through, and the second I saw this trailer, I'm like, this screams Die Hard, and that's what everyone ended up saying.
Every movie The Rock is in now, it's either a complete hit or it's a huge miss.
Right?
It seems like.
Yeah.
Not they're like, this is gonna be a mess.
It seems like all the movies that he doesn't produce himself, are the most profitable and the most well received. Yeah, so he produced this movie, so he's one of the producers, and I think the visual effects. I mean, I know it's not finished yet, but the visual effects just look dumb.
I like the idea.
I mean, the whole thing looks like a big green screen, and I know it's green screen because he on his Instagram for months he was sharing all this behind the scenes stuff for the movie. It's just a giant blue room they shot the movie in. It's like the Star Wars prequels.
I like the idea of it though. Just what the story.
No, I love me a good rock action movie. Like I'm probably gonna go see it,
Seems like
but it does not look good.
It?
Yeah, it does not look very good to me. So we'll see how it plays out for The Rock. But I love Jumanji, and that movie was awesome. So
I didn't get to see it.
It's really good. It's an unstoppable trend. I think it's made over 800 million at the box office, so nearing the billion mark.
It's insane.
It outperformed Star Wars for like 6 weeks in a row in China. I think it's still outperforming. I think China pulled Star Wars, by the way. I think it only survived like 3 weeks, which I'm like.
Yeah, I was looking at movies yesterday at AMC, and Star Wars is still there, surprisingly.
I can't believe I'd ever come to a point in my life where I was sort of rooting against Star Wars. I was so upset with The Last Jedi that I like wanted Jumanji to just eat its lunch. And it did, man. I want Rian Johnson to feel bad about some of the creative decisions he made. It's funny, I almost unfollowed him on Instagram.
I did unfollow him.
Not that I hate the guy. I think he's a great guy. I mean, he's made some awesome movies, but I was like,
he doesn't say that many interesting things.
I was so upset about Star Wars that I think he's way less cool now. I'm like, he used to be so much cooler before I saw Last Jedi. Like all the behind the scenes, like black and white photos he's sharing Last Jedi. I'm like, man, this guy's so cool. And after the movie came out, I'm like,
what was I thinking?
So. Nice guy, I'm sure. He seems like, and Zach met him. He seems like the most genuine, down-to-earth guy ever.
He did some cool stuff though too.
Oh, Zach met him. He must be cool.
He has one of the best Star Wars action scenes of all time in his film, by far.
Yeah.
So I actually watched it on YouTube earlier today.
It's a good scene.
It is. Infinity War's brief trailer got a couple new little tidbits. We saw Spider-Man and the big ring thing very high up in the sky. I don't know what he's doing up
What's
there.
he doing? Get down from there, Spider-Man. That's what I
Thinking
said.
that, yeah. So I don't know what he's doing up there either, but that's the one shot that sticks out to me from this trailer. The rest was kind of the same.
This just, it's not even the trailer that I'm excited. It's just the build up of everything that all these Marvel movies are all coming together for these 2 movies. And I'm like, it's just like an event.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. There's never been anything like this.
I wish they called this Spider-Man and the Avengers.
Oh, you think he's that
War.
important?
Yeah.
That he should be
be
named separately.
Yeah.
Bold statement.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Spider-Man just as much as the next guy, but
Yeah.
he's
Not
an
as much
Avenger.
as me. Not as much as me, Jacob.
Probably not, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for the new Spider-Man game, but not like,
Did you
shitting bricks.
get up in a fetal position and cry when you saw it?
No, I definitely did.
I
That
will
was
never
you.
forget that. I'll never forget that as long as I live.
I will not.
I can't imagine you ever getting more emotional than that moment.
Probably not. I
don't think in person.
My kid could be born. I don't think I'd act like that.
I don't even think I've seen movies with people that emotional. Like that was.
I can imagine Preston in the corner with his kids being born.
You
It's like,
imprinted that emotion on me
That
forever.
was a once in a lifetime thing, and you saw it.
That's the thing. You can never reach that pinnacle of
No.
emotion again
No.
because that's a release of emotion. That you just,
my life had led up to that point, and it was just everything was right for me to act like that. I don't think I'll ever act like that.
and that's how you know your wife truly loves you because she was in that room when that happened before you.
She
were
doesn't even
married.
remember it. I think she just blocked it out of her head.
probably
'cause she doesn't
scared
want
her
to
that
see me
bad.
like that.
Yeah. That's when you know that everything's going to be fine because
Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever be that emotional again
Yeah.
unless we play it and it's so amazing that you have that same.
Oh, I'm sure
reaction.
if it's as good as I want it to be, I think I'll have an emotional just roller coaster playing that game.
For sure.
I don't even think I'll be able to hold the controller. I'll just be sobbing uncontrollably.
Speaking of Marvel characters, specifically Marvel characters owned by Sony, let's talk about the Venom trailer. Or lack thereof, I should say.
Good one. Yeah.
Trailer sucks.
Did you guys see that Tom Hardy video of him doing the Bane voice with the cup?
No.
It's funny.
Where can you see it?
It's just on Twitter.
All right. That's funny. I
liked
Tom
that
Hardy.
better than the trailer.
Yeah. I really like Tom Hardy. I have a lot of hope for Venom. I think it'll be, hopefully.
I think it'll be cool.
I think it'll be a cool movie.
Yeah.
But the trailer is just so dumb. You can tell they're just not ready to put anything out there yet. I know they're supposed to like tease Venom, but like everyone knows nowadays you can't just like, we're going to tease the hero or the villain. Just show it. Like the internet exists and there's already been a behind the scenes photo that's not really truly behind the scenes. Someone snapped it on set of him in like a practical Venom transformation and it looks freaking awesome.
Is he going to be big Venom?
I would. It looks like he's going to be big Venom. I think that they know not to f around with Venom like they did in Spider-Man 3. So even the poster alone with the big eyes, like I think we're guaranteed.
cannot
Well,
believe
I don't think there's
Spider-Man
ever
3 was
been. There's never been a little Venom besides Spider-Man 3. He's
I
always
cannot
been
believe that
big.
was a thing.
Right. I mean, there's been variations of Venom in the comics and animations that are all completely different from each other, but traditional Venom, everyone knows,
Venom
is the big
is
monstrous
huge,
Venom.
Yeah.
So I think Sony's at this point is smart enough to know, like with all the superhero movies we've gotten, do not f around with what people expect with their superheroes and villains. Just do what the comics do, and you should be fine. So I will say
That's the truth.
even though it's a hilarious gif now of him reacting in that MRI machine or whatever, it looks brutal. That
Comics are like
transformation.
the Bible for or superhero movies.
Exactly. Like if you did, and then, amazingly, Kevin Feige has altered stories from famous comics and also combined some that have worked out really well in their favor. But I think you can do that with storylines, but I think with character designs, you'd be very careful on decisions you make because people are real serious about the way their characters look. So, I mean, I can be a little more open to it, but I can understand why people would freak out. Now, Venom specifically, I want to see big, scary Venom with like the green saliva and everything. I want to see it all.
The Silva.
Yes.
Who's the villain in this?
I can't remember. I don't know.
Okay.
I know.
Is it just Venom?
I know one of the villains is the guy from Star Wars who played Bodhi the pilot. He gets
My favorite.
molested by that tentacle
Forgive
monster.
me, I don't know a lot about Venom. So is he going to be playing a hero role in this movie?
I think it's like an anti-hero role.
Okay.
So
There's like people like trying to.
Is he going to
do
fight
him wrong,
Carnage?
maybe?
I would love that. Man, if they're bold enough I would just do that.
Is
That's the thing.
Spider-Man in this?
Tom Holland is rumored to have a cameo in it.
But this isn't a part of the Marvel.
No, so I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. That's the problem with that deal is that they technically can do anything they want with Tom Holland.
Yeah,
they can be like, Tom, we're going to throw you in the new Static Shock.
I forgot about this.
So and he can't do anything about it. He just has to be. I think he has to make 8 appearances as Spider-Man, and I think Infinity War will technically be his 3rd.
Okay,
if I'm not mistaken.
8 appearances with Disney or in total?
Just in total as Spider-Man.
So like 8. A quick cameo would
I think that counts.
Count?
I think that counts.
I mean,
I don't know the exact contract. That's just what I've heard.
Isn't Peter Parker like friends with?
Perhaps not this version. Now there are different people that have played Venom. Now Flash Thompson has been Venom before. That's the guy who went to school with.
Yeah.
What's his name? And Flash was in Homecoming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't see that version of Flash being Venom.
No, what's his name? Brock.
Eddie Brock Jr.
Eddie Brock. Yeah.
And he works at the Bugle. I don't know if he works at the Bugle in this version. It looks like he's like a investigative journalist. Maybe he works at the Bugle. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying you can't have a Venom.
But this is based in San Francisco, so he can't work at the Daily Bugle. So.
Why would Spider-Man be in San Francisco?
I have no idea.
I don't like this.
San Fran, Tokyo.
I love that city. It's such a cool, unique design.
Mm-hmm. I love that movie.
You seen Big Hero 6?
No.
I think you would really like that movie a lot.
I'm waiting for the Kingdom Hearts world.
Hey, it's good.
I'm sure it'll be great there too, but that is a solid.
I don't want
to. The beginning is so emotional.
I don't want to spoil the game for me.
Well, I suggest you check it out. Deadpool 2's trailer from Fox, much better than the Venom trailer. Mm-hmm. Excited for that movie.
Very gnarly trailer.
No, I'm not a diehard Deadpool fan. I really like the first movie, and I'm excited about the second. But I thought this trailer had some genuinely funny moments. I love the Toy Story bit where the visual effects were cooking in the oven. That was pretty funny. I think Cable looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
I hope the action is as awesome as it is in John Wick, and I've heard the action in Atomic Blonde is pretty sick too. So hopefully the action translates over to Deadpool.
Is it the same man?
Same director, yeah.
Okay.
One of the directors who directed John Wick, and specifically the guy who directed Atomic Blonde.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I think Ryan Reynolds obviously has a huge creative hand in it, so I think creatively it should probably be really solid. I just hope the action is as good as it was in the first one. So I want to watch Deadpool again from start to finish. I've only seen like bits and pieces of it since the theater, but I'm excited for the second one. It comes out May 18th.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the first Deadpool, so I'm really excited for this next one. And what's the release date? Do you remember?
May 18th.
May 18th. A lot of superhero movies in May. Well, I guess 2
big movies.
Star Wars.
We have Infinity War, Deadpool, and Star Wars that I know of. It's a big month. That's why I love May. My birthday month is just the big summer blockbusters coming out. Kids are getting out of school. Summer break is here. Not as grown adults, obviously, but it's warm out. It's not too hot, but it's warm.
April's when it starts to get warm. It's like, yes, it's that time again.
Yeah. How about we jump into the community questions?
I'd love that.
I'm really hungry.
Are you?
Yeah.
You didn't eat a whole lot of lunch.
I was so full though, but now
we'll
really
take you to
hungry.
Taco Bell. How about that?
Okay. I always save. I get 1 iced coffee a week. And
Save it for the trip home.
I save it for the trip home.
Nice. Where do you get it at?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
I love Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee.
I'm more of a Starbucks man.
I don't like.
Likewise.
Have you had Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee?
I have. I love their coffee. I think their coffee's good, but it doesn't wake me up like Starbucks does.
Oh, I just get it because I just like the way it tastes. Yeah. It's full of just sugar and shit. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar and shit.
Yeah. I haven't put sugar in coffee in a while.
Oh, I destroy my iced coffee. I get cream and sugar and flavors in it. It's just so tasty. They got this seasonal flavor that I'm getting as much as I can. Well, every time I go once a week. The Christmas, they still got it. The Christmas white chocolate.
You like that?
Yeah, it's delicious.
Cool. I have been drinking the dark roast from Starbucks called Komodo Dragon recently. It's pretty dark. Community questions. Thank you so much to all of you for tuning in and submitting your questions this week and every other week before and the weeks to come. We greatly appreciate it for extending the conversation of every single episode into all new branching paths. We never know where we're going to go. And it's all thanks to you guys.
All thanks to the EOGs.
Yes, it is. EOG, EOG, EOG. You ever realize it sounds like a donkey, Preston?
You ruined it.
I got like 3 messages this week with like "Eog," like spelled out really long.
Eog. If you want to submit your questions for this show or Ask IOG, which I'm not going to promise, but I like to say I have some confidence about doing one this week.
Oh yeah? We'll see.
Based on my work schedule, we will see. But what you can count on, which I should probably just say this at the end, but some Let's Plays and live streams for sure. Jacob and I have decided we're going to go hard on live streaming because we can and we should. And that's more popular than Let's Plays.
What?
You can count on some Let's Plays. Me and Preston figured out a new formula we really like doing for Let's Plays.
Yeah, we have.
Which we
I have
do.
an idea that I want to run by you too after this is done.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And Jacob and I are going to alternate some live streams. I'd love for Preston to live stream. He has the most badass PC of all time. But, 100 hours of Monster Hunter will keep a man from
Why don't
doing
you tell him
anything.
that instead of looking at me?
Yeah, maybe I will look him in the eyes.
Look at me and say what?
Say that you're a damn dog.
I am.
Diggity dog. If you want your question read on this show or Ask
Is that
IOG,
a Pitbull song? Where
Which
it goes,
one?
"The wiggity wags, the diggity dogs." The Timber song?
I don't know. I don't know that one.
It's with Kesha. When I worked at PacSun, they played that song like a million times a day. And in one of his things,
All
it
the
goes,
songs sound the same.
the doody guys and the diggity dogs.
I tell you what songs I do love is what's his name? Pitbull.
Jeez.
That's what I just said. That's what I'm
You
talking
said
about.
P Diddy, I thought.
I said Pitbull.
Oh, I thought you said P Diddy.
If I did, I meant Pitbull.
Okay.
Will you be my ditty? Ditty.
Mr. Worldwide.
What's that first question, sir?
Well, if you want to reach us for either show, you can reach us in one of 3 places. You can email us at itsobviousgaming@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at obvious_gaming, or submit your questions in the Ask IOG section. Excuse
me.
On our Discord channel. All those places are fine, and every now and then we'll get questions on Facebook or PlayStation and elsewhere. That's totally
And
fine
we just
too.
delete it.
Yeah, that's totally fine too. But the big 3 are email, Twitter, and Ask IOG for us.
Discord and Ask IOG.
That's the best one for sure. And join us on Discord if you haven't already. It's a really fun place. We hang out weekly. So we talk about all kinds of fun stuff. Daily, literally.
Hourly.
Yeah, literally. So
Every second of every day.
every waking moment. Anyway, what were we saying? This is community questions. There's something else I need to throw in there. It was important. I can't remember, but it will come to me before this episode is over. The first question comes from Dexter Clark, which submitted his question on YouTube.
Whoa.
He says, "Good day, gentlemen. It's been a while since my last question. Hope all has been well. I have a weird question for you guys. Do you ever watch gameplay demos from developers like E3 demos, for example, and try to mimic or play as close to how the developers showcase their game? Example, I'll watch a YouTube gameplay demo of Assassin's Creed Origins, then go and play the game using the same movesets the developer showcased in the video. I enjoy trying to play games methodically and how the developers envisioned their audience to play the game. Do you guys ever do that even just to humor yourselves?"
Never.
Not really.
I have. I remember
interesting,
seeing a demo from what game was it? I think it was a Gears of War demo, maybe for Gears 1 or 2, and just to humor myself. I've played through the game like three playthroughs at this point, but just to humor myself, I would try to completely mimic the demo that I saw just for fun.
Well, I had to one time because there's the trophy for Uncharted 4. Remember where they had the presentation fail where like the guy's controller died and you had to mimic what he did at that point. So I guess I technically did there.
Nice.
But I mean, I try and when I play a game make it look good, if that makes sense. Like if a particular animation looks cooler than another, like if I know I can climb a wall in a particular way and it looks cooler than if I'm just like doing something dumb looking, then I'll do that because I like the character to be doing cool stuff. It does blow my mind. I can't even give examples, but some people that when they play games, it like blows my mind how they can do some things that just make the game look horrendous, like animation wise and stuff. And I'm like, how are you even doing that? I don't think I could intentionally make it look as bad as you're making it look.
Oh, you mean like the people playing the the developers?
Yeah, and as a developer, that would like annoy me seeing somebody do
You
that.
definitely want someone that's presenting your game to be, doing it well and making the game look fun.
Yeah.
I will say I have a knack for demoing games. If someone wanted to pay me to demo a game on an E3 stage, I would make it look awesome.
Well, according to just you.
Yes,
you think you do well?
it's all about panning the camera. You know how in a lot of demos they always want to not only show the game off, but they also want to show how good it looks. Yeah. Especially if it's a Naughty Dog game, for example, you'll constantly see in every gameplay demo, especially on an E3 stage, they'll always either walk slow through a part and pan the camera to see around the room.
I feel like there's only like one pan at the beginning, then there's like one at the end or something.
Yeah, whenever they come into like a new area that looks really cool, there's always like a slow walk or like a pan of the camera. I will always, when I'm bored in a game, like intentionally do that because I'm like, well, I want to know if I always pretend like I'm doing it on a stage and like how well I could do it. And I'll like pan the camera to look around a room and stuff.
I'm a fan of slow walking through levels too. It's just nice to do it sometimes.
I've tried to do that in Shadow of the Colossus. I'm like, I wonder if someone was really hardcore about this game. They just wanted to walk through this canyon, and you like tiptoe in that game when you're walking. I tiptoed about 10 feet. It's like, I can't do this. And I just like sprinted to the next boss. And I took his life. Its life. Without remorse. Moving on.
Is that your stomach, Preston?
Huh?
Is that your stomach?
You are hungry over there. Yeah. Glorious Lemon.
Yes.
Remember Glorious Lemon from our infamous Destiny raid?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's a juicy lemon. I miss him.
I think I did a couple raids with him.
He says, good evening. In my line of work, there's a big focus on work-family balance, which is exactly what it sounds like, but what about the other obvious time sink, video games?
It's the third tier.
Yeah. How do you upstanding gentlemen find ways to balance video games with work, school, family, friends, and loved ones? Keep kicking ass. Lemon.
Did we just answer this? I feel like we just talked about like our time management.
I don't know. Similar questions.
Maybe I'm crazy.
No, I think we did because I said like I've intentionally chosen a path that like I have to play games for work. So that's my plan.
Mm-hmm. I with my work I hit it very, very hard and have zero time to play games, but because I've hit it so hard, that opens up days or weeks that I can take off to play games. So that's kind of how I deal with that. And in terms of being married and playing games, you just gotta.
Your marriage is suffering because
you gotta, yeah. You just have to feel it out. If I like kind of walk towards my
domain,
my room, and I see her kind of like side eyeing me, I'll walk back and sit down. So you just kind of have to feel it out if she's cool with it or not. So,
sounds like hell.
I mean, I was able to do over 100 hours in Monster Hunter, so it's not like
At what cost, Preston?
It's not like I'm dying to play, So
it's 100 hours you could have spent with your lovely wife, Preston.
Right. Well, she's at work a lot, so
that's true.
Yeah. And school for her is starting very soon, so I'll have even more time to play.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
What about you, Jacob?
I mean, it's basically the same answer I said last time. It's just, you have to take care of the things that you need to get done, obviously, first, before you can just sit down and enjoy your video games. It's unfortunate, we're not kids anymore, as much as I wish I was. But, I still find time to play games. Usually nighttime is my prime video game time. Even if it's just like an hour or two, I usually most days have at least a couple hours to play every night. So nothing too exciting for me.
Yeah, I typically nowadays just play till like 6 a.m. I play from like the hours of like 2 a.m. to 6.
Oh.
Sleep a couple hours and go back at it.
That's what you do?
A lot of the time.
Oh.
That's how I get all the COG stuff done. That's always between the hours of like 3 and 6 a.m. to crank stuff out. So.
I know. I was getting off Monster Hunter at like 1 or 2 a.m. the other night, and I saw you were just getting on.
Yeah.
It's like, geez.
Yeah, I got a notification the other night. I think it was like 3 or something, and you were getting on.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but at least I'm playing video games. So
the Monster Hunter has kept me up much later than I have been recently in the past couple months.
Dude, that game you're like, I'm gonna get this piece of armor.
Yeah,
like
I'm just gonna go
6
hunt this
hours
one monster.
later.
It's gonna take me the whole 50 minutes to do it, not knowing before I started. It's like a whole hour passes before I get off again.
That's one unfortunate thing about Shadow of the Colossus. If you're in the middle of I was in the middle of fighting a Colossus when I go to work yesterday, and I have to spawn back at the temple and ride all the way back to that boss and fight him.
Yeah, that's frustrating. That happened to me one time when I was working. I was on the last boss in Kingdom Hearts, and I didn't realize I was only halfway through the fight, so I had to luckily I could pause the game and put my PS4 in sleep mode, so I didn't really lose anything. But
Why didn't you do that?
Hey, you should have done that.
Because I was playing at Casey's and had to bring it back here. So I just left it in rest mode when I unplugged it and brought it home. So,
Yeah, there you go.
but yeah. For better or for worse, we all have our own ways of playing games and balancing work and family. So
Yeah. Obviously, work and family come first. You need to make sure.
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Especially the family. But,
Yeah. Or you can just choose a career path that lets you play video games
or that.
and get paid $10 an hour.
If you don't do good at work,
live on the streets and play video games.
yeah, if you don't do good at work, you can't afford video games. And if you're not good with your family, then
You can't afford a family.
yeah, exactly.
Gigalagaki says, Handsome Bromigos, how y'all doing? All this talk of Xbox Game Pass plus the rumors of Microsoft being in talks to buy EA have led me on an interesting thought train. What if this deal does go down and Anthem becomes an Xbox One exclusive? Can anyone say day one Anthem? What impact do you think this would have on Anthem's reception? Looking forward to hearing your thoughts and happy hunting. Also, one thing I want to add to this question is the Xbox One X. Let's see what this monster can do.
Is that a Larry Herb?
No, that was what's his name
Larry
from
Herb.
E3 last year.
That's Phil. No, crap. What's his name?
I can't remember his name. It's not Phil Spencer.
It's not?
It was the other guy. He has gray hair.
I thought there was only Larry Herb and Phil
Let's
Spencer.
see what he's the guy who came out and rattled off the specs. He's like, and everyone cheered after everything he said. He'd be like, gigaplops, and everyone would be like,
So first of all, this would never just be on the Xbox One. If it was an Xbox exclusive, it would be on PC too. So
one would assume.
I mean,
Unless it's Halo.
according to Microsoft's,
I wonder if Halo next Halo
Ideas
is going to be
going
on
forward.
PC.
I don't know, maybe.
it will be. Mark my words.
We will definitely see a reveal of Halo 6 at E3.
Will we?
Definitely. Even if it's a teaser trailer, we will see a reveal.
Kind of like we said last week, if it ended up being a Xbox exclusive, which I don't think that's the case, that's not going to happen. I would be fine about it because I do think that would make any loot box controversies even it'd bring it down even more with Microsoft kind of in charge of. I guess they'd be publishing it at that point. I guess they would try and what the fuck am I trying to say? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I said it last week. If Microsoft took over EA,
mean, like,
that
people
might solve their whole loot box shebang going on. Yeah, sorry.
People are happy with that Microsoft right now. And
yeah, exactly. They're very.
Really
That's
kind of
what I
ease some
said
of the
last
tensions
week.
with EA.
They have really
Save us,
good-
Microsoft! Save us!
Their customer, their fan base is really happy. They're making all the consumer first decisions right now. So I think, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'd be fine with it.
It's whatever to me.
Yeah.
I don't have a hype for Anthem yet, so if they're like
I don't
Xbox
either.
exclusive, I'd be like, all right.
I could have a hype for it.
I would consider not playing Anthem if it was just on Xbox, just because I don't like playing my Xbox.
PC.
As fanboy as that sounds, I just don't like
PC,
playing
dude.
it.
PC, dude.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
That's
if it
what I
didn't
have
come
on
to
mind.
PC.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If it didn't come to PC, that yeah.
Will you play PC with me tonight, Preston, please?
Yeah.
Even just a little bit.
I probably can.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, almost crapped my pants.
Oh, that's the worst.
Maddie G says, do you believe this trend of games that were previously considered cult?
Almost crap my pants.
What would we do if I just shat in my pants right now? Excuse me, guys.
Can you please
have to
excuse me?
waddle out of here like a penguin? How humiliating. I'd throw it on the internet too at this point. I'm like,
Maybe that's what we need for our channel to blow up.
that's what we need.
Someone live.
See this guy that shat his pants and it's obvious gaming? What an idiot. Okay, I'm going to start over. Forgive me, Matty G. It says, do you believe this trend of games that were previously considered quote-unquote cult games or niche games selling incredibly well changes the landscape of AAA gaming going forward? Example, Monster Hunter World, Dragon Ball Fighters. Is the average consumer ready for different experiences, or does the military FPS still reign king? Do you believe the developers have more freedom now seeing the sales numbers of games outside the norm? Apologies in advance for the mess of questions. So you're saying based off the success of Monster Hunter, like we were just discussing at Taco Bell earlier.
Monster Hunter.
Did I say Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter.
I can't even speak. I'm so tired. Monster Hunter, or Monster Hunter. and Dragon Ball Fighters, especially Monster Hunter though in this case. How that is a very deep action game, and it did not sacrifice any of the depth to appease to a wider audience. Does that change the landscape, or is it really just does it just come down to fun, entertaining, good video games that dictates that?
I think, and I made this point at launch too, I think it kind of shows the bigger boys, like the AAA guys, the bigger boys, that in terms of like Destiny, that you don't have to dumb down mechanics in your game for a wide audience to get involved or, you know, invested in it. Because, you know, like you said, Monster Hunter didn't noobify anything. They just kind of got more modern and started actually explaining stuff, but at its core, it's still the same Monster Hunter, you know, that it was.
I mean, Monster Hunter is different just because most people over here just didn't know that it was a thing. Like, just the average gamer, they're like, what's Monster Hunter? Because it's not been, you know, it hasn't been accessible to them on machines that most people play games on. Yeah. I mean, it's like niche things. Like, I mean, I would still consider like the Nintendo DS. Like, it's not like a PS4, you know, it's not everyone has them like a PS4. So it's just a smaller audience. But now, since it's on the PS4, Xbox One, and soon PC, like, it's blowing up.
The thing is,
been a good franchise.
Is that the military shooter still reigns supreme.
Definitely,
it sells. So that's the thing that I'm kind of debating back and forth is even though this game did well, Destiny still sold more copies. These games that you could argue are dumbing down things, they still sell to a, you know, a wider audience. That's why I would be interested to see if Destiny went super hardcore in MMO features and was unforgiving to a new player, if it would still sell as well. Exactly, if it were to still, you know, sell as well. You know, I mean, because I know Dark Souls and stuff, those sell well, and those are you know, punishing games. So I know that, you know,
you like to be punished.
Yeah. I know games like that can sell well, but it does seem like the really big monster games, you know, kind of do have they have to, and I think they're monster games because they are accessible by like a wide, you know, variety of people at different skill levels and stuff.
I think word of mouth too just goes a long way. Because I mean, just at lunch today, we heard multiple. I mean, one group of guys we assumed were talking about Monster.
No, they were. They were. For
those guys, yeah. But the guys outside too. You think we're talking about it?
Probably.
Because there's these guys that every time we go into Taco Bell, much older than us, probably in their 30s or 40s, are always in Taco Bell every weekend when we're in there eating, and they're always talking about video games when we pass by. I still haven't given them an It's Obvious Gaming business card. I've thought about it, but they're always talking about games. I probably will next time I see them. I've been seeing them for like years at this point, I think. So. They were outside talking about something, and we assumed they were talking about Monster Hunter because everyone's talking about Monster Hunter. But especially the younger kids that were across the room from us, you could overhear them talking about Monster Hunter. And I sat there and listened like you guys were talking about it, like I have this entire podcast.
I think
just
maybe
making me want to play it even more.
It's also just word of mouth, and people, I think a lot of people have like, they don't like the feeling of missing out on something. And when you see everyone talking about Monster Hunter, you're like, well, I want to do that too.
That's what,
and like social media is just hand in hand with that. So
yeah, I wasn't going to buy Monster Hunter until I couldn't escape it. So I ended up buying it.
When I saw people streaming it Friday when it came out, I was like, holy shit, I want to be a part of this. And that's why I got it.
Yeah.
Like I literally watched the stream, went straight to GameStop, bought it, and then I worked the whole day, but then I played when I got home.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what the question was.
The power of streaming is not to be underestimated.
Do you think games like Monster Hunter and Dragon Ball Z, I'll even throw in Hellblade in there, selling quote unquote incredibly well, but especially Monster Hunter has sold incredibly well, but other games that sell pretty well for not being full-on AAA experiences, or especially AA experiences, do you think that changes the landscape of how AAA games are developed, for example? Instead of playing it safe, like you mentioned, Destiny plays it safe in a lot of ways. Like, and you mentioned if they went deeper, would they see more success?
I mean, because they still sell well and they still make money. So
yeah, at the end of the day, they sold well. But maybe if we think of it, instead of sales numbers, if we think of it from a critical perspective.
I mean, I think Destiny is likely, I'm not going to say that anymore. I would hope Destiny would change a lot of its stuff just because I know it got backlash in the first game, but this backlash
they've already made huge changes to it. They're still changing it
Yeah.
this year, you know.
So hopefully
Destiny 3, man, that's going to be the golden goose.
They have like a
of the
pretty
trilogy.
extensive roadmap that they've laid out of all the changes they're bringing.
Yeah.
It's good.
So Destiny 1 was
excite
the
me
alpha. Destiny 2 was the beta. Destiny 3 will be the definitive
Yes.
Destiny experience. At long last.
Let's hope so.
So they're in a hole that I don't think they're ever going to dig themselves out of.
I would love to know
be
how
fine.
Monster Hunter just sold this well. Because I think it's Capcom's fastest selling game of all
Ever,
time.
Yeah. Last I heard was 6 million. It's got to be well beyond that now.
It's like Monster Hunter is very well known. I know people that have played it on 3DS, and I know it's huge over in Japan, but it just seems like out of nowhere over here, it just blew up. I mean, I can't remember the last time I was
It's
hearing
funny because
just kids at a
even the
restaurant
beta,
talking
I feel
about
like
it.
not that many people are talking about even the beta.
yeah.
And then as soon as the game launched, like the whole world was talking
Yeah.
about it.
I mean, it's got to be word of mouth, like Jacob said. That's the only thing I can think of.
So
So I don't think people realized what it was actually going to be and how cool it actually is. So
Yeah, and like it's on a console that 70
That everyone
something
has.
or over 100 million people have if you count a Xbox One
and
as well.
it's also like that dead period right now. We're in January. It's just something that people can play. And
That's
play
true.
that's
together.
probably a big part of it. I mean, this time of year releasing a game like that,
Yeah.
especially, and I'm not saying this has anything to do with Destiny, but people especially that like that kind of grind. I feel like especially like even said multiple Destiny YouTubers have jumped ship and run to Monster Hunter at least temporarily because one, the hype, and two, that similar gameplay attractive edge to it of like, oh, you got to grind for this cool gear and everything. And coming out in January, like you said, with nothing other than really Dragon Ball to compete against it, that's like perfect timing.
Yeah.
So
And even like Dragon Ball Fighters did super well, but Hunters or Monster Hunters ate its lunch in terms of sales.
But
I mean, I
even
think
Dragon
that's a
Ball is a
little more-
success.
Yeah,
so.
and Dragon Ball typically always does well, but I mean, I think this is the best-selling Dragon Ball game, at least for the
Which is
time
great.
right now.
It's
Yeah, but
great
I
for
mean,
them.
I think an anime fighting game is a little more niche than a
Definitely.
Just the fighting games in
third-person
general are
action.
niche at this point. It seems like.
Yeah.
I'm scratching my nose on the pop filter.
Oh, that's,
It's not working too well. Thank you for your question, Matty G.
hope we answered it.
I think we did to an extent. Remember, not all these questions are just for us. Anyone in the comments has a better answer or just wants to contribute to the conversation, we strongly encourage you to do so. Please do. Josh Schreiber says, hey guys, hope you all had an amazing week. What aspect do you think is most important in a solid zombie-based game? A memorable cast such as Dempsey, Nikolai, Takeo, and the insane Dr. Richtofen? Is that how you pronounce that?
Where?
What?
Richtofen?
I don't know.
I'm going to say Richtofen. From Black Ops Zombies, a gigantic post-apocalyptic sandbox such as H1Z1, or a deep story that carries the zombie outbreak such as the campaign of Dying Light. I say memorable cast without a doubt. Even if the other two are dull, a squad bursting with personality will push me forward.
Yeah, I agree. A world without much personality, as such as a zombie game, needs characters that you can care about. Otherwise, the world is just.
I'll tell
dead
you
and-
this. If a game doesn't have a good story, I can't play it.
You quoting me?
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I would say that's in a zombie game. Yeah, I'd love a good squad. But then again, I like Dying Light. You're kind of by yourself the whole time, and
Yeah. The story isn't good in Dying Light.
yeah, but the gameplay's solid.
No, the gameplay's great. So
And if you're gonna quote me, you should do it right. I've never said that.
I know. It was an exaggeration. It was you from an alternate universe.
Oh.
It was you from Crisis on Infinite Earth.
It's from Earth X.
You say that with red eyes. A video game without a good story sucks ass. That's how you would say it. You would be 4 times the size you are now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'd be
You would
like
kind of look
Arnold
like
Schwarzenegger.
You would look like what's his name from My Hero Academy?
All Might.
All Might. Yeah, that's what he
All
would look
Might.
like. All Might. Why does he say like different cities punch? It says
I
like
don't know.
Detroit
Just-
punch.
Those are just his moves.
But why
Detroit
American?
Smash.
Yeah, why American cities?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why does Goku say Kamehameha?
That's got to be Japanese for something.
I've been watching Super, like on episode 30
I need
something.
to get back to that.
I'm already past the Beerus saga.
Where do I watch it, Preston?
Are
Are you watching in Japanese?
No.
You found some weird website.
No, I didn't.
You told me it was some website. I
You
hadn't
can
heard
watch
of
some of
before.
it on Funimation.com, their official site.
That's what you told me it was.
But
Just kidding. It's not weird.
VRV. It's like a Crunchyroll partner.
I used to have that app.
Is it free?
No, it's not free.
$10 a month, pal.
$10 a month, but I got a free month, so I'm gonna cancel it once I catch up.
So it's English Dragon Ball Z Super. That's I'm so turned on.
I'm so confused by. I'm so used to My Hero and Attack, and the animation is so good in those shows. It's like so Attack and My Hero. Oh my gosh, there are some parts in both of those shows where it's just gorgeous. And man, there's just some parts in Dragon Ball Super I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's like every now and then there's like a couple shots that look like.
And I know there's like a
the time
bazillion episodes in Dragon Ball. That has to be the reason. Is that there's like
just sketch it out and color it in with a Sharpie. It'll be fine.
There's like 100-something episodes. And I know over in Japan they like play it every set couple of nights and stuff. So I know that there's a reason for that. But I like it so far. It's fun. I really liked how they told an alternate version of the movie Battle of Gods.
I like the movie more than the show version of the story.
I did too. I just like that it was different. At one point I was like, ooh, like something different might happen.
Yeah. I also love just the comedic element to it as well. It's just much more light. I mean, not the original Dragon Ball Z wasn't lighthearted, but this is very lighthearted and comedic throughout most of it, which I enjoy a lot. I loved Battle of the Gods.
Yeah, it's good.
So good.
I'll never forget the "That's my Bulma" thing.
Oh yeah, so epic. I think the two coolest Super Saiyan moments are one when Goku screams "You fool" at Frieza and just destroys him. That's like so badass. And then when Vegeta's like, "That's my Bulma," just like goes insane.
Pretty sure
so
he gets his
epic.
ass kicked too, right?
He gets a few hits.
Yeah, he gets a few good hits in there.
He surprises Beerus.
Really epic. What's your favorite Super Saiyan moment before we continue? Those are two big ones for me.
Probably You Fool. That one's great.
That is just so awesome.
And then of course
My favorite's probably Gohan when he beat
Cell.
Yeah, that's a huge one
That
too.
father-son Kamehameha is pretty awesome.
Did you guys watch that IGN video of all the I think they ranked like the greatest moments in Dragon Ball?
Yeah. I don't think they ranked it. They were just like
there's just
in
like
no
10 great
particular order.
moments.
Yeah.
Favorite Super Saiyan hair, my top 3, here we go. Trunks Super Saiyan 1. Number 2 would be Gohan Super Saiyan 2. Looks badass. And then
Goku 3.
Goku Super Saiyan Blue.
Ugh.
That's pretty awesome.
I
I think Goku Super Saiyan 2 hair, I think, is my favorite Goku
like that more
Super
than 3?
Saiyan hair.
I thought 3 when it came out. I thought it was really
I mean, 3 is badass because it's super long, but
Yeah.
I think 2 looks awesome. I like just the one strand on his bangs.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That is cool.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
but Trunks, man, just the way his hair flips up just looks
It
so
just
cool.
goes from
to me.
purple to
Yeah, and just the way it kind of like forks up, I think it looks so cool. So, it's a shame I can't wear my hair like that. I could do it like a Goku from Dragon Ball. What's it called? That crappy live action
Evolution.
movie? Dragon Ball Evolution. He like pounds of gel in his hair to make it look like Goku's hair. What idiot greenlit that movie, dude? It's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a tragedy. Last question comes from Sadig, and this is the one that isn't really gaming related, but it was so funny that I had to include it. It says, what is Jacob's favorite muscle to train at the gym, and what does Prescott train as well? But he says in parentheses spelling, he's like, I'm Swedish, so my English isn't the best at all times.
Oh man.
Prescott.
So what is Jacob's favorite muscle to train, and what does Prescott train as well?
I wish your name was Prescott.
I think it was my last job. I've been called Prescott before. I think I was at my last job. They called me that.
It's a great name.
No, it's Preston. Preston.
I think Prescott's
That's my
great.
name. That is a
You
good
can call
name.
him
You can call me
Prescott,
Prescott. Sure. Go for it.
My favorite
What's your
muscle to
favorite
train
muscle?
at the gym. God, that's tough.
I'm gonna guess. Arms.
Well,
There's a lot of muscles
more than
in
one
your
arm.
arms.
Biceps.
Your forearms.
Biceps are fun.
Yeah.
Your forearms right there.
Yeah.
You like that?
It'd probably be bicep, yeah.
Yep. Knew it.
I love doing curls.
Knew it. Who doesn't love doing a good curl? You can feel the burn. You can see.
Yeah, you
your
can actually
muscle.
see it contracting.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah bicep.
What do you ask?
Close second would be
legs,
probably shoulders.
my quads.
I love doing shoulders.
I like tearing my ass in two at the gym. I like doing a good lunge.
That's good. I train as well, but more body weight stuff.
I used to love doing back, but I hate back days now. I don't know why.
I used to love training with you at the gym. I was your young senpai. Or you were my senpai.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You whipped me into shape, Jacob.
Did I?
I mean, I just followed your lead. I just did whatever you told me to do.
It was fun. Well, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoy working out, though.
Yes, did
I don't know if you do.
No, I really do. I wish I had the self-discipline to work out in the hours of 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., but instead I'm doing YouTube videos.
Hey, I'd do that.
Yeah.
When I would work at out of town, I'd get home at 2 a.m. and I'd work out and be up at 6.
That's the challenge I have, is I have to choose one or the other usually. So it's hard for me to be like, I'm going to work out instead.
Yeah, I mean, you're so fat, dude. You really need to.
That's the thing. It's funny is that I'm at a perfect starting point to build muscle. That I owe it to myself to do that. It's just a matter of self-discipline for me. But I do my best to eat healthy. I just don't exercise as much as I should. But probably biceps for me too. And you see how jacked I am, so I can lift some 10-pounders.
Some people can't.
I couldn't with my wrist right now. I don't think I could. My right hand.
I got a smoothie from Smoothie King that I swear was 10 pounds. I got a large. I mean, you could like throw that at someone's head and it would knock them out. It was so heavy.
You should get the Hulk. It's like 800 calories. It's for gaining weight, and it's got like ice cream and peanut butter. It's like a giant.
Sounds delicious.
I got it one time. It was good.
Sounds great. But yeah, that'll do it for episode 140.
Nice. That was the It's Obvious Gaming podcast, the show where my two best friends and I get together every single week to discuss video games. Obviously, please check us out at youtube.com/It's Obvious Gaming and subscribe to us there. We would greatly appreciate it. And also check us out at Discord. And you can find the link down below in the description. Please subscribe to us at the Apple Podcasting app.
And on that note, I want to interrupt you. Because we have several reviews that I haven't been keeping up with. These are since like early mid-January where we kind of stopped doing it.
Okay.
But I don't know if we did this one, but it's Viper, and he gave us 1 star. But he said good things in the review, so I think
he gave us 1 star.
I think he was confused about the stars. But thank you.
Or we just are terrible.
Or maybe he's just trying to play a joke on us. I don't know. But also, Steel Chucker 3 gave us 5 stars. Said he loves these guys. Mr. Moose 212, Amazing Gaming and Pop Culture Podcast. Slim Jim Stim gave us 5 stars. Ghost Fucker. Guess FUKR. Monday Work Staple. And got a couple more. Paul Miller. You guys know a Paul Miller?
No. I don't.
Okay. We said these are Liddy boys. And then Ranger of Life gave us 5 stars as well. So
nice. Pretty
much all 5 stars except for the one guy that gave us 1.
Thank you, ladies and or gentlemen.
Yes.
Yes. That was very nice of you. The app
seriously, we do greatly appreciate that. I mean, that it helps us out so much.
Use that app if you have an iPhone and you like Apple never
Podcast?
use it. Yeah, it's really handy.
It is
I've been
solid.
using it a lot lately. I didn't realize how easy it was to listen to podcasts on it. So it's way easier than pulling up a YouTube video while you're driving or whatever. So definitely check us out there. We would greatly appreciate it.
It's like Apple Music, but it's just podcast.
Yeah.
I love Apple Music.
That's what it is.
Do you have Apple Music still?
No.
Oh, well, I sent you an Apple Music link for that album I told you to listen to.
Uh-oh.
I adore Apple Music.
I just don't use it. I wouldn't use it enough.
I buy my music.
I buy albums that I care about supporting the band. The band still gets revenue when you play their album.
Right.
But for example, I bought Venom Maya's most recent album, so I will buy the next Ghost Inside album
3 times.
Nice.
Bought digital CD and the
vinyl
and cassette tape.
Yeah,
some bands do that.
They still do.
A lot of hardcore bands will do hard cassette tape because it's hardcore, dude. It's old school.
Yeah, the last Prada
it sounds
album
like crap too.
Had it. It's
still cool. Be like hear that style. Because some people like that old school sound of an album. Like vinyl has like no low end whatsoever, but people like that for some reason. So
I like vinyl every once in a while. I don't get a lot of opportunities to listen to vinyl.
So. I have like 5 vinyls. I've never opened them or anything. I don't have a player. Just collectors.
I know Zach has Plagues on vinyl.
Yeah. I would like to get all the Prada albums on vinyl and just have them.
Mm-hmm. My dad has all the Doors albums on vinyl.
Doors.
That's really
Riders of the Storm.
Well, is there anything you guys would like to say before we end this podcast? Because I've said all I need to say.
Check out a band on Facebook or YouTube. They may be on YouTube. I haven't looked myself. Called Hedonistas. That's spelled exactly like it sounds. Hedonistas. They're like a funk pop rock band, and they kicked so much ass last night. I ran sound for them. Holy crap, were they awesome. Much younger than us. I think they're not much younger. They're probably 3 or 4 years younger than us, but they were so good, dude. Singer sounds like a cross between Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé, and James Brown. And
Wow.
the guitar players are insane. And they have a trumpet and saxophone player. Their drummer was awesome.
Link me a video.
Oh, I will, man. I recorded their whole set. I was going to send it to them because they were that good. Like, it blew my mind how good they were. And it's funny, their vocalist was so good. I'm like, there has to be more to this guy than he's leading on. And it turns out that he's going to be on America's Got Talent on March 6th. He's like that talented. So they were awesome. Check out that band, and not that this matters. I thought this was hilarious. There was a Beatles tribute band. It's probably like the 8th Beatles tribute band I've run sound for. They didn't dress up like the Beatles like a couple of bands do, but they're probably the best sounding version of the Beatles tribute bands. I've heard they're called Abbey Road Live.
That's pretty cool.
And their drummer specifically was a monster. It was so funny because out of nowhere they'd play a Beatles song and he would just go on the gnarliest drum solo. Dude, he had a double bass with him too, and it's funny because he would just do the most metal drum solo, and he'd finish, and I'd think, that doesn't sound like Ringo. But dude, he was incredible, and they're probably the best Beatles cover band I heard. I still don't know much about the Beatles at all. They played Helter Skelter, and for some reason I kept getting Come Together and Helter Skelter mixed in my my head, and I'd think, Helter Skelter right now over me. Those are 2 different songs.
Yeah.
And just the whole night I had this habit of going, the Beatles. I just couldn't stop singing it. It's so funny. But they were good. But Hedonistas, check them out. They're fantastic.
Great.
Yeah, funky fresh, man. I mean, you talk about music that'll make you dance, and I'm not a dancer, man. I wanted to just spin around and do cartwheels all night. They were awesome.
I saw your Snapchats or whatever. Maybe it was your girlfriend's. I don't remember.
It was mine, yeah.
But people were into it in the crowd. So.
Yeah, they sold the place out, dude. Like, completely sold it out.
That's awesome.
It blew my mind. So
that's cool with your job. You get to see people like this sometimes.
Yeah, every now and then there'll be an awesome band that comes through. So
nice.
But yeah, that's all for me. Sorry for prolonging our exit here.
No, that's
fine.
I'm glad you told us. I'm interested now.
Cool.
Just check the description down below. Everything you could ever want to know or
connect with us in any way, shape, or form. It's down there. I'm talking gamer tags, which who needs those? Am I right? PSN names, Steam names, Blizzard names, our names, social media
epic names.
Social media is down there. There's also credits to the gentlemen who worked on our graphic intro and our intro music. Very 2 talented gentlemen, Kenny Arling and Dan Lester. Reach out to them for any of your graphic or musical needs. They are incredibly talented, and they will serve you well.
Thanks, Garrett.
I just wanted to give them a shout out. I'm going to give them a shout out in a while.
Yeah,
I don't even know if they
very
still listen. I
nice.
haven't heard from them in forever.
Yeah.
But they did great work for us. So
Awesome. Well, I think that'll do it for today, guys.
yeah, well. Hey, Og.
Thank you for hosting, Preston.
Oh, man, no problem. I'm just hanging in there, you know. But I'll host again next week if you'll have me.
Yeah, if
I
you
have it no other way.
look forward to some streams and at least a Let's Play this week. You can count on that. I'm excited about it.
Okay.
So yeah,
See you guys next week.
see ya.
Bye-bye.